success.
What's up? Welcome to your favorite podcast, The Ain't Shit Show, the home of bulls, views, and unpopular opinions. I want to thank y'all for joining us for episode 125.
Yeah, 1.25.
My name is Fresh, and I'm one half of the pod gods, and with me, I had the best man in all the podcast land, my right-hand man, Mr. B. Hey!
Hola, hey. What's up? Hope y'all doing all right. Happy Tuesday, or whenever the fuck you listening to this. Tuesday when we're recording. What up?
Hey, guess what? We have a guest with us today. Dr. Tam, as I call her. Tamyra is with us. Third time on the show. Y'all should remember, long-time listeners should remember, Dr. Tam. She's a licensed mental health counselor that specializes in anxiety, depression disorders for adults. She owns her own practice, Lemieux Therapy, currently based out of Florida. Her goal is to raise awareness surrounding the stigma around mental health in the community and normalizing therapy. And that's something that Black people need for sure. Welcome back, Dr. Tam.
Thanks for having me.
Why is that funny to you?
You got some hard frames. Are those Ralph Lauren frames?
They are Ralph Lauren frames.
Look at you. All right.
How'd you know they were Ralph Lauren frames?
I know, right? How did you
Relax.
see that?
I do this. This is what I do. Relax.
You have like a glasses, 6 Sense and shit? Like you're...
Nah, I just saw the RL himself.
Oh,
Yeah,
I just have good vision. That's what I have. Word.
No, they dope. I like them. Nice frames.
Thank you. And to be clear, I am not a real doctor. Sean calls me doctor because she likes to hype my head up. So,
hey, manifestation, baby. Manifestation. You know, I like to see my friends doing well, you know, and you are doing well. How have you been since the last time we talked to you?
Wow. It's been a long time since the last time we talked. A long time. So
I feel like the last time we spoke, I think we kind of speak every time Kanye get to acting up. That's pretty much our cadence.
Yeah.
It seemed like when he start acting up, the rest of the world start acting up as well. And I'm like, we need to get a professional up in this bitch right now. Like we need to get one in here.
We need a session.
Well, what have you been up to since in the past few months, since the last time we talked?
I mean, nothing's really changed for me as far as, besides the precaution I have to take when I go out, but, I'm an essential worker, so I still work my regular hours. So nothing's changed in that sense, but I mean, just the regular stuff that everyone else is dealing with COVID. You know, business is booming because everyone now wants to come to therapy. Mm-hmm. So
same.
That's it.
Same. I've been looking for a therapist. Yeah. Hey, I have a couple other therapist friends and they all have the same story. Like they're basically printing their own money right now.
Mm-hmm.
So we know who to borrow $5 from for sure.
$5.
You know what I mean?
The $5 is definitely the max.
When I can't pay you back. I can't have you paying you back because I'm mentally not able to. So let's have a session.
B, what you been up to? What you been up to since the last time we recorded?
When was the last time we recorded? Last week?
Yes, last week.
Cold chilling, man. I ain't been doing shit. Same old same. What did I do? I ain't really do shit the weekend. Listen to Nas all weekend. And I went to one of my homegirls' house, on Saturday. Dropped my kids off at my mom's crib. Nice. That was it, man. I ain't do shit. Same old same. You know what I mean? Cut grass, shit like that.
Cut grass.
That shit.
Cut grass. I had a pretty good weekend. I caught up on some TV. I whipped some ass and some Uno and some Phase 10.
Phase 10 is an ill game.
Phase 10 is a great game. When the last time you played Phase 10?
Maybe a couple months ago.
Right.
My wife be whooping my ass though, so I don't really like.
So I need to play your wife in Phase 10. I don't need to play you.
She's a card shark.
Listen, if you're going to play cards, you should be a shark. You play Phase 10, Tam?
Phase 10 is, I suck at phase 10, so I don't really like it. I don't like to do anything I can't win at, so I just don't like to do it.
Bruh, you need to see a therapist about that. For sure. Like, you don't do nothing you can't win?
I do it, I just don't like to do it.
Oh, so you only, yeah.
She's self-aware. I think she's fine. She's fine. She's self-aware.
Thank you.
She's fine.
Thank you, B Hill. Thank you.
Yeah.
I know I can count on y'all for my therapy session. I can just cancel my Thursday
I don't agree
session.
with B Hill. I don't think you should only do things you know how to do. You gotta push yourself to be better at whatever you want to do.
True.
No?
Absolutely. But I mean,
true.
also
let's
you
go
have to
with
be
that.
aware. You have to know your limits. And I know phase 10 is not one of my greatest strengths. So I'm not going to put my life on the line for it.
You know, but it's not like it's heart surgery. Like, you can learn phase 10. Like, you can become a beast at phase 10 if you wanted to. Or Uno or any other card game that a 4-year-old can learn. Like, you can beast out and some shit like that. That ain't no hard shit. Like, you got multiple degrees and shit. Like, phase 10 taking you out, my nigga.
I mean, you know, it's just too much. I like to get it and get it fast.
You make her feel bad about her inequities. Like, you don't have to explain anything to her. You don't have to explain anything to her. I'm here for you.
Yeah, Dr. Hill is there for you. The H is silent. The Dr. Hill.
4 years in the making. Jesus.
And you should know, because it hasn't stuck with me yet. His credentials, his talk space page ain't good, man.
My shit be fire though. Niggas be writing into the show for my shit.
Yeah, they do. Just for your shit. They definitely do. Would be hit with the man. I don't know. Fuck that shit. That's his vice.
Change your lives.
Saving lives, one fuck that shit at a time.
A lot of niggas be like, fuck that shit. I guarantee you, we're like, man, that nigga right. Fuck that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, some shit you do have to be like, fuck that shit, man. Like,
for sure.
Is it feeding me? Is it financing me? Is it fucking me? Fuck that shit. If not, fuck that shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm with you. I'm on the fuck that shit train sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I'm with it. You said you listened to Nas this weekend, B.
I did.
Talk about it. I know that's your guy.
Yeah, Nas one of my favorite rappers of all time. It was very refreshing for me because the last project with Kanye was fucking horrible.
Trash.
Super trash. And they talked about it on the Breakfast Club this morning, which was interesting to me. So he, without saying that shit was trash and Kanye did a terrible job, he said that in so many words without.
He did.
As coy as possible. But yeah, it was just really dope. He locked in with Hit Boy. If you haven't heard it, Hit Boy is a acclaimed producer. One of the newer, younger producers. That's pretty dope, in my opinion. And, did Racks in the Middle with Nip, did Niggas in Paris and a bunch of other shit that we don't know. I
did not know he did Niggas in Paris.
Oh yeah.
I thought Kanye did Niggas in Paris.
No, that's his shit.
Oh wow, shout out to Hit Boy.
2 or 3 other beats on, he did 2 or 3 other beats on, Watch the Throne too. I can't remember which songs off the top of my head, but yeah, Hit Boy's a talented guy from South Carolina, Carolina blood in him. And, but it's just really dope. You know, Nas is by far still one of the greatest lyricists in my opinion. And, it came to light, to me. And, the shit was dope. It was like a combination of old and new, you know what I'm saying? Him working with the young dudes and working with the old dudes, Charlie Wilson on there, the Firm collaboration. It was good to hear AZ. It was good to hear Fox. I was indifferent on Fox verse. I thought like that initially when I first heard it, I was like, this shit was trash. And then as I listened to it several more times, I started to like it, and then I started to dislike it again. Cause like, she really ain't say shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just like, she kept saying the same shit over and over. And then I went to her Instagram cause I had to take a deep dive, and I'm like, I'm like, what Fox looking like now? I'm looking like, what's she looking like? You know what I'm saying? Cause I hadn't seen Fox on the scene at all.
What is Foxy looking like? What does Foxy
You won't find it on the Instagram, my nigga. She is not posting any pictures of herself. Like, she's just posting her daughter. It's weird. Like, I don't know if she's like, I don't know what's going on with her.
She probably fat.
She probably fat. she got a little girl, and the little girl is super light skinned and like with curly hair and shit. So I don't know, like the little girl don't look shit like her, but she's really pretty little girl. But it was dope to not to say. I think Foxy was a very attractive little lady. But
she
was dark
was
skinned
back in the day.
Yeah, I used to find Foxy very attractive, and then she's one of my favorite female rappers too. I think Broken Silence is one of the greatest hip hop albums of all time. But
Fox
anyway,
got a couple for me. Yeah,
I love Broken Silence. That shit is crazy.
I listened to the Nas album. I definitely thought that it was probably one of the better Nas albums I've heard in a while. I really like Nas lyrically, but Nas is a very conscious rapper, and you know, I feel like you have to be in the mood for Nas. Mm-hmm. And when you're in the mood for Nas, you're in the mood for Nas. But I always say I feel like if Nas could figure out how to make his music a little bit more live and not preachy, like you can give a message without it being like you sitting down and listening to like a sermon, like a 444 or something like that. But I felt like Hit Boy and Nas was a good collaboration because it refreshed Nas a little bit for me. Like,
absolutely,
it was better beat selections. I thought it was some good features on there. I would definitely listen to this Nas again. I like when Nas tried to do his little money talk type thing. Not that he don't have money, because nigga got big bread, but that's just not his talk. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I like the spicy track. I like the firm track. You talk about Foxy Brown. When I listened to it, I said, oh, this is probably the best non-Jamaican verse we've heard from Foxy in a very long time. And it wasn't even like a fire verse, but I feel like Foxy, when we've heard Foxy in the past 10 years, it's been trash to me.
For sure.
This is so weird. She has no pictures of herself on Instagram.
Right. Ain't that shit
like,
crazy?
I went all the way down to the bottom.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what the fuck? Like,
Foxy might look like a bear now. She might not be a fox.
This kid is adorable, though.
She's super pretty, right? That's what I say. I was like, she is gorgeous. Like, her little girl is gorgeous.
What's Foxy Brown's name on Instagram?
Foxy Brown.
It's two X's or Y? One. Fox. Okay, I see it. I be wanting to put two X's on it.
Like,
she got the throwback joints on there.
Yeah, it's no, like, I was like, cause he tagged her or some shit, you know what I mean? And, like on his page or whatnot. And, yeah, I mean, she wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
she wasn't there.
She just wasn't there. Like,
yeah, this baby don't look nothing like Foxy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, whose baby is that?
Foxy done stole the baby and shit. She might have adopted a baby. Was she ever pregnant? Did we see Foxy pregnant?
We can't even find Foxy's face, let alone see her Instagram. Pregnant.
Right. That's a fact.
We don't even know if Foxy is alive.
The ill nana, man. I don't know. It's weird. But
super weird.
Foxy, where are you? Where are you?
Fox Book.
Only time we hear about Fox is when Fox is tearing down a nail salon. Where are you, Fox? What happened to Fox? Did you listen to Nas? Do you listen to Nas, Tam?
I have not listened to Nas. No. I haven't listened to Nas in years.
What rappers do you like? Do you have any rappers you like?
I mean, not specifically, no. I mean, I don't really like none of the new rappers for sure. So none of like the Lil Nothing and...
You don't like the Lil Perp, Gun Smoke, Uzi Vert?
Nah, I don't like any of them. I can't really understand anything they're saying.
6ix9ine.
Lil Baby dope. I think you like Lil Baby. Lil Baby dope.
Yeah, I tried. Like, someone else told me that, and I tried, and I just can't. I can't do it.
I can't OD on Lil Baby like a lot of people. Like, my siblings love Lil Baby. Like, they'll play Lil Baby like the whole time. And like, I like Lil Baby. Don't get me wrong, and I think Lil Baby can rap. But I can't just sit and listen to Lil Baby all fucking day. Like,
yeah.
They just listen to this shit like all day, and that's cool. But I just be like, I don't know if I can do it all day. Like,
yeah, I feel you. I don't have any. I mean, I got a few songs in my phone and shit, but I ain't But he's sold the most albums this year.
Yeah,
of any artist.
Listen,
which is dope.
One thing I do know is that people like Lil Baby and everybody under 18 loves NBA YoungBoy.
Well, NBA YoungBoy is the most streamed artist on fucking YouTube.
Yes.
And which is dope. I mean, I like YoungBoy. Like, again, I don't listen to these niggas like all the time by far. But when I hear like, I appreciate like good music regardless of how and when and whoever, you know, gives it or whatever. And I can see the talent and I can see why like the allure is there, but it's just personally not for me at like, you know, just sitting down and listening to that shit constantly. You know what I'm saying?
Did you hear the Jay-Z track? Did y'all hear the Jay-Z and Pharrell Entrepreneur
that shit
track?
was horrible. That was the worst song I've ever heard in my life.
Facts. Have you heard the song?
Shit was horrible. That shit was fucking trash. And then I found out there was a video that coincides with it, so I didn't look at the video, but I heard the video was dope because it's all black entrepreneurs. But the song,
I mean, the video is dope
20 seconds
for like an infomercial type shit. Like if you was just like, come to this school because we teach black entrepreneurs to like be great and shit. Everybody that they showcased in the joint was doing their thing. It was just like great message, bad song.
ITT
Tech.
Yes,
for sure.
It was like, come here, learn the trade. You could be Tyler the Creator.
I didn't even make it to J verse. Like, and I was like,
J verse is good. J verse is the best thing about the song.
Yeah, I couldn't even get there.
But I feel like Jay should have listened to it and been like, nah, this ain't it for real. Oh, for real, he just goes, black man, black man, black man, black man.
Yeah.
Times infinity.
That was it for me. I was like, all right,
you didn't feel like being a black man, nigga?
Fuck no.
I started listening to it, then I was like, I'm probably going to need to see a visual with this because otherwise I'm not going to listen to the whole song. So I had to watch the video. I couldn't do the whole song with no visuals.
How did you like the video?
It made the song way more bearable for sure. And then knowing that Jay-Z was coming up,
bearable.
I mean, it made, and then also knowing Jay-Z was coming up somewhere in the song. So I was just kind of like waiting for that moment.
Yeah, I feel you. That's how I was. I was like, let me hear J verse. And then like after J verse, it was like 2 extra minutes of just black man over and over again. I was like, okay, for real. Like, I get it. We let you slide with Happy. We let you slide with the Lemonade joint. Rihanna kind of made that song. But I feel like Pharrell is getting out of hand with his like, with a little bit of his creativity on his own songs.
I think at some point in every artist's life, they make so much money that it's just like, I'm going to say whatever the fuck I want to say and I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to do on whatever beat and you guys can like it or not.
Also, the Kanye effect.
Not creative.
Yeah. I think my nieces probably could have made that song. Mm-hmm. I mean, the words wasn't hard. Like, the beat wasn't that integral and complicated. Jay was the best thing on the song. It's a nod for me, guys. Great message though, for real, but it's a nod for me.
What's the great message, black man?
It's about entrepreneurship and having your own shit and being black and being excellent and all of that. So all of that messaging is great, but it could have been like, he could have sold that as like really like a college admissions video.
Yeah.
He could have said, come here and be great. Like, that's what that was. Like,
move over, little Romeo.
ICDC College. This is what I need to know. Did y'all watch The Chi?
No.
I did.
No?
Oh,
do you watch? Hold on.
No, I watched
The Chi.
Yes, I watched The Chi.
Hang up real quick. We got some.
Right, we got some things to discuss.
Mute
you
yourself.
might have to cover your ears for a second, Tam.
Earmuffs.
Cause I gotta get some things off my chest, Tam.
Go ahead. It's your show.
I'm sorry.
It's your show.
I'm sorry. We gotta get some things off our chest. And I just want to say that the season finale of The Chi was hot, flaming boo-boo.
Trash.
What?
I watched that Saturday night too. When I got home, like, cause I was high as hell. So I was like, and I was at my homegirl crib. I watched the game and we got stoned. And I was like, and my old lady was with me. I was like, yo, fuck it. We was up. Like, we was sleepy as shit at home. I mean, on the way to the house, got home. I was like, fuck it. I'm
You're
up.
like,
She's
full
like,
of
hey, let's
energy.
watch it.
Let's go.
Yeah, like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. And then, because we were talking about it at my homegirl house, like, I wonder what he could do and what, which way it could go and shit like that. Got to the crib, cut that bitch on. So disappointed.
So disappointed.
So disappointed.
Like, I have questions, bruh. First of all, I feel like what we saw really just started the fucking story off. Like, I feel like they could have summed up this whole season in 3 episodes. And then this last episode could have started with a drama. Like, I don't know if that's like Lena Waithe's goal. Like, oh yeah, next season we gonna get into the shit. Like, we ain't had no cliffhangers or nothing like
like, Lala's supposed to bust in the wedding. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's supposed to be on some Dwayne Wayne, like, baby please shit. Nothing.
Bruh.
Like,
why did they have sex? How is that integral to the story?
Yeah, like, what's the point?
Why did the kids have sex?
Is she not pregnant? Why is she not? Is she pregnant? Like, didn't she?
But we gotta wait a whole year to figure this shit out.
Yeah, the baby gonna be there like 3 years old type shit. Like, yeah, that shit was stupid.
Like, what was the point of the kids having sex? That shit was awkward too. And they're super young. Like, it didn't show them like having sex, like having sex, but it was like the before and then the after. So either way, Tam, we're not ruining anything for you because it's trash. It's trash. I don't know, why did they get married? I'm trying to figure out, why didn't Lena Waithe do anything with the information that they gave her? I'm trying to figure out, why did Papa Dad get arrested, but Lena Waithe didn't? Whatever her name is on there. Like, why didn't she get arrested? Because she was giving Papa and them the money. Did Duda win? What was the point of this whole transgender relationship if we wasn't gonna learn anything from it? What was the point of this fucking butch ass stripper?
He did one. Duda won. That was the thing.
Yeah, but it was like real, like.
Now you might. That shit was stupid.
It was no crescendo, my nigga. What was the crescendo? What was the high point in this whole season?
Like, Duda's supposed to get smoked or some shit. Like, niggas was supposed to shoot Duda, like, when he, like, on his acceptance speech. Like, that would have been hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, now, like, and then you got.
You're like, niggas supposed to die.
Yeah.
You guys are looking for a lot more drama.
It won't. Like, this shit was very lackluster. Like, it was just
the
like.
shit was like a day in the life of each one of these niggas. I can watch fucking me and B Hill live our regular fucking life. I can go on fucking Instagram stories and see the shit that I saw in this season of The Chi. See, at first Jason Mitchell's storyline, right? So Jason Mitchell was kind of the focal point, right? He fucked up. He left. So now we had all these like small stories going on, some bigger than others, but like a lot of different storylines. I feel like they had a lot of material to be great. Like, it could have been a dope season.
It could.
It fell flat.
See, the thing for me with The Chi, I've always looked at The Chi like not like a drama, but more of like an artistic, like, type of show. Like, it's always something that means something else about that show. Like, nothing's ever surface value. And to me, every time I watch a show, it leaves me like, why did that even happen? Like, what's the end of it? You know, like, I feel like it's just like random stuff that pops up in the show. And I think the writer wants, like, in my head, I'm like, maybe the writer wants us to think something about this. So then I'm stuck on like, okay, what does that really mean? Because it doesn't make sense in the storyline.
So basically, you giving them way more credit than they deserve. You like, I know it's some deep shit going on.
I feel like it's like an artistic expression.
But listen, remember what we just said about Pharrell? Niggas want to get super artistic. At the end of the day, you're selling the product.
Yeah.
True.
So you got to make it so that not only you understand what the fuck going on, like, we as the audience need to know what's going on. And if you got some little Easter eggs or some little deeper meanings and shit like that, then, you know, you need to do like a behind the show or get on your Instagram live and say, hey, come over so I can tell y'all what the fuck happened.
Come over.
Something. Listen, here's my thing about black shows, right? Like, Insecure is still pretty good, right? But you got like Empire, you got Atlanta, you got The Chi, you got these shows that start off really, really good and And then like they run out of steam.
Yeah. Empires crashed and burned. Like crashed and burned.
When Taraji was in like when Empire blew up, and remember they started having like all these guest appearances and like all these celebrities, and Taraji was in a cage in a monkey suit or something like on the front. I was like, all right, I'm good. It's only but so many times I can see a different member of the family try to take over the record label.
And then all these random famous people would come in, like random entertainers would be there, like Busta Rhymes would show up. It's like, what does Busta Rhymes have to do with the Empire, guys? Like, what's going on?
He walking like, yeah. Where Cookie at? I think a lot of our shows, like, we talked about Atlanta on this show.
Power was trash.
Power was trash. I mean, I don't want to put so much on black shows because a lot of shows crash and burn, black, white, whatever. But I guess because we have so few shows that are actually like super fucking dope. We be like, all right, just stay
dope,
good for longer than 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Stop trying to be so artistic. Like, if this is the premise of your show, like, I feel like Atlanta just turned into a whole different thing. I don't know what the fuck the last season of Atlanta was about. Like, it was just all these random episodes. That, Childish Gambino / Donald Glover / who is married to a white woman decided to just have all this random shit going on. And it's okay as long as it's still good.
Yeah.
Right.
And, you know, once you get so much money and you get so much acclaim, and as a black show, like, shit go left, I think that you just get to feeling yourself or something like that. Like, I'm such a genius. Get like, again, like that Kanye mode, like, you know what, I'm gonna put these niggas in slave clothes and they gonna fuck with it.
Or maybe get too far removed from the show, like when you get too busy and you don't have as much, like, you know what I'm saying?
Real life to relate to?
Real life to relate to, but not even that. Just like that you just got so much other shit going on that it's kind of to the background. You know what I'm saying?
And then they probably stopped being so active in the creative process of the show, you know, because they got so much going on. So then they're handing it off to other people that have obviously no idea of the direction of the show.
Yeah. Right. No, that makes a lot of sense. I feel like, you know how when they say like when you talk about like hip hop and shit, they talk about like your first album. It took your whole life to create that piece of art, right? It's your whole life. And then after that, like you trying to come up with new shit. You know what I'm saying? So these are hopes and dreams and shit that these black creators came up with. And now it's just like, okay, now what? I know we spoiled it for you, Tam. But are y'all excited at all about the next season?
Yeah. I mean, I don't have shit to watch, so.
Yeah. I mean, I think The Shot is one of those shows, like, once you're in there, you can't really leave because it's like, okay, this wasn't the best episode, but then I still want to see what's going to happen next.
Right. You invested.
I want you to hit me after you watch it. I want to know your thoughts on it. I pretty much know what your thoughts are going to be. It's trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think me and B Hill feel confident that you're going to be like, what the fuck? You're going to feel used and abused. Like you wasted all your time investing in this shit and got no answers.
Yeah, that's going to suck.
They got no answers.
Yeah, because I usually dedicate one day of the week to watch it, and I had this whole setup, you know, and if that's what's going to happen, then I still have faith.
You might like it.
You should still watch it. I feel like you just can't, you know what I mean? You got to end it. You got to have closure.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to have closure. Y'all watch P-Valley?
Nah, I was supposed to do that this weekend and I forgot.
So P-Valley, so many people came to me like, yo, like you watch P-Valley. Like in one day, like 4 people said that in one day. So I was like, oh, they must have had a good last show. Let me watch it. It's actually good. I like it. It's about a strip club in Mississippi. So it got strippers in there, but they like
Mississippi.
Talented strippers.
Like that. You from the SIP. Come on now.
Am I from the SIP? What up to the SIP? Listen, I ain't never seen nothing like that walking through no damn Mississippi. At all. I've never, Mississippi be looking like, you know, my family there and other people there, but you know what the country look like? You know what the Alabamas and the Mississippis be looking like? It be looking like gout and diabetes and
King's disease.
First of all, I want to say I don't like that album title. It sounds like a virus in the middle of a virus. King's
That's kind
disease.
of what it was. I mean, that's I like to play on the words because I mean, I didn't know it. And it's funny because I had to explain that shit to my little girl as I'm listening to the album.
Explain it to me.
King's disease is just basically like too much of anything. You know what I mean? Like King's disease is like gout and uric acid and like just gluttony essentially. Like, cause when you become a king, you just take on everything that you want because you don't really have anybody like a governor to tell you, you know, that you shouldn't do it. So that was kind of like the play on words and based off that.
That makes sense.
Good. Makes sense for an album track. I wouldn't have named my album that though. But hey, Nas is a guy. He can name his shit whatever the fuck he wants to. And shout out to Nas for being fine as fuck and not aging like at all. Like that nigga look a whole 27 out this bitch.
He look like
that nigga is gorgeous.
He is gorgeous. Like
she was like, "How's this nigga 67? Right? Bitch." I was like, I don't know.
Nas different, bruh. Nas. I guess that chill attitude preserves you sexy or some shit.
Yeah. And it caught me off guard that he was that fine. Like it really caught me off guard. I was like, wow, like he looked better now than he did years ago. Yeah. Yeah.
My wife was like, she was like, he's just too fine to have them bullshit beats sometimes. I was like, man, that nigga Nas got mad good shit. Don't act like
listen, tell her that's how Nas stay fine because he don't be stressing over beats. He just rap over whatever. Ain't stressing over these beats.
I was watching Power 105. She came in. She was like, that nigga is fine. God damn. I was like, yeah, I mean, okay.
He was like, yeah, he is fine. You and your wife like, yes,
brother,
bitch.
You know what I'm saying? Nigga handsome brother. You know what I'm saying? Give it up to the nigga. Nigga skin is amazing.
Hey, I like that. I like when a man can give another man a compliment, man. Yeah. You gotta be, look, your eyes ain't fucking dead. You can call a nigga ugly, you can call a nigga like handsome. Like, calling a nigga fine is gay. But like, if you call a nigga, like, if you be like, that nigga's just, it was Moneybag Mafia. He got, some big up fellow Instagram. He always do skits and shit. He was like, it was a skit was, like, his homegirl call was like, you got any homeboys that you can bring over? He was like, oh yeah, I got my nigga Byron. This nigga's beautiful. I mean, his eyes are amazing. You should see his eyebrows. This shit is fucking hilarious. I'm gonna send it to you. This shit is funny as a bitch. But, nigga Byron, this nigga's beautiful. You should see his eyebrows. I've never seen a fine Byron before.
Yeah, you can't call a nigga fine, but you give it up to a nigga, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you can give it up. And Nas is one of them niggas like you gotta give it up to. Like you can't nobody be like, Nas ain't it. I feel like Nas is everybody's type.
And he's still fly. Like the nigga, like he's always been the flyest rapper to me. Like one of the most like always be jig. You know what I mean? Still be jig. You know what I mean?
I don't necessarily know about his flyness, but I always like his cool, like his aura about him. Like he don't seem like he be tripping and shit. So that make him even more fine. Like
I think that's what does it for me. That's what does it for me. The whole
it's the
energy
swag for me. That's what you say, Tab. It's the swag for me.
It's the whole energy. The whole energy he's giving off.
Yeah. That Nas is like that. Did you used to listen to Nas back in the day?
Yeah, I have older brothers, so they turn me on to all that stuff.
Nice. Y'all ready for this Brandy versus Monica?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Monica's smoking boots.
You think it's smoking?
I don't know about smoking.
Yeah, I love Brandy. Song wise, like if it was a sing off, Brandy's winning. But like music wise, Brandy's smoking boots. Monica's smoking boots.
See, I honestly think if we just sat here and we gave Brandy a mic and we gave Monica a mic and told them to sing a song that was not their own, I kind of feel like Monica's smoking Brandy.
Oh, nah.
You don't think so? Just off pure vocals?
No, Brandy got way better vocals than Monica.
She can do so much more with her voice.
But Brandy like to do like a whispery thing too. Now, again, Brandy can sing. I'm not saying that. We comparing two great people. So I just kind of feel like Monica has more power. Like, have y'all heard I Got Love All Over Me?
Yeah, but the thing is, have you ever heard Brandy sing sing live? Because Brandy,
Yeah.
I think especially like the music we've heard from Brandy, she's only given us a certain range. But Brandy can hit so many different ranges with her voice that a lot of artists cannot.
She got 97 different like octaves type.
But
shit.
she still stay in the, have you ever loved somebody so much it makes. I mean, it's not bad, but that's kind of where she stays.
True.
Like,
true.
She sang with Wanye. She
She
smoked Wanye. Like, she smoked Wanye.
Wanye ain't the god.
Nigga, don't do that.
Nigga.
Wanye can sing.
Wanye is not the god. Wanye can sing. Wanye is not the
like
god.
a motherfucker.
He can sing like a motherfucker. Yeah, but when niggas talking about like name
Whitney.
their favorite singers, Wanye is not coming to their top 5.
She held her own with Whitney. Which is the greatest voice of all time.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. Like, very good point, Big Hill. I like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She like held her own, like held her own for real.
Yep.
So vocally, she's one of the greatest talents of all time.
She's underrated for sure.
That's a fact.
For sure.
Underrated?
Absolutely.
Vocally,
Brandy is underrated. Y'all don't feel like Brandy has gotten the accolades that she deserves.
No way.
Like vocally. No. Like let's say she may not sometimes have the best songs for sure. But vocally, definitely underrated. Definitely.
Amazing.
Listen, I know Brandy to kill somebody and Monica
Jesus
trying to
Christ.
get a killer out. This gonna be a different type of R&B showdown here, okay? We got the thugs up in this
I'm really
bitch.
excited to see like how they behave on the verse.
Yeah.
You know, like
It's gonna be
is it gonna be like a
super cordial.
It's gonna be like a Jill Scott and
sass.
Erykah Badu, or is it gonna be like a like how are they gonna interact with
If
each
they're
other?
gonna be in the same room, it's gonna be interesting. Like, I hope motherfuckers get drunk.
Me too.
Please. Hey, listen, if they get drunk or high or whatever their vices are, that shit gonna be lit.
Yeah, for sure.
But they don't like each other. It's clear they don't like each other. I think Monica disliked Brandy more than Brandy dislikes Monica. And Monica a goon.
She from Atlanta.
And I feel like it's going to be like some real fake unity going on. But I feel like we're going to be able to sense the fakeness of the unity.
That shit gonna be dope.
Yeah. I'm
wait.
excited about it.
I'm super excited.
I'm super excited about it. I honestly think that I feel like Brandy has classics. I feel like Monica has classics. I feel like Monica has more bops than Brandy. However, it's about 20 songs, and it's going to come down to whatever 20 songs that they pick.
Yeah.
That's going to be the deciding factor, the 20 songs that they pick. And
I seen some lists floating, and
I seen some lists floating. Tell us about the leaks.
I don't know I can't remember, but like it was competitive. Like it was like the one I saw was like I don't know, like maybe like 10-9 or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they were balanced like pretty well. I think it's just gonna be, I think Monica just got better songs, and she's got more relevant and current songs.
Yeah.
Like when she play all that Missy shit, it's gonna be hard to compete.
See, and that's the thing. I feel like Monica has had a better team behind her than Brandy. I mean, Missy, and like she's just had a better creative team behind her, which is why all of her songs have been like, oh, that's a hitter right there. And then Brandy usually hit us with the,
Yeah. I feel like Brandy has kind of had like a little more life going on with her than Monica. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, she's literally been in an accident, killed somebody. Like, she was dealing with like a bunch of mental health issues and shit.
Yeah.
A lot of shit came out about like her past and like a bunch of shit she was lying about.
Her brother's Ray J.
Her brother's Ray J, which is a whole thing within itself.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like
Monica
that mama a little crazy.
Yeah, Sonya is. I think Monica just had like better adult music. You know what I mean? She had a better adult career than
Will we classify Brandy as like a child singer then? Like a child star?
I mean, yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, she was still like, like an early teen, because Brandy probably like 50? I mean, not 50. She probably like 40?
Nah, Brandy like 40, 41. Monica and Brandy should be like right there, like within
they're
a year.
older than 41 guys.
I don't think so. I don't think they're that much older.
Oh yeah, Brandy's 41.
How old is Monica?
Monica's 39.
See, I told you they was within some range of each other. They just been doing this since they was like 13 and 14 and shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? So when Monica had on them long ass white sandals, that she had on.
That shit gonna be hot. That shit gonna be.
It's
dope,
gonna be so dope.
Like, cause it's gonna be hard. Like, cause I want to be down, and then like whatever the fuck Monica plays. It's like, it's certain. That shit gonna be dope.
It is.
Like,
listen, I feel like Monica. I think I'm kind of leaning on Monica.
Obviously.
To win. I'm leaning on Monica to win. And I feel like Monica should take the 2 Chainz approach and not give a fuck about what Brandy plays. Just play her top shit. Like, don't try to counter it. Just play your 20 joints. Play your 20, fuck whatever she play, or vice versa. Cause I feel like that worked for 2 Chainz, cause I counted 2 Chainz out. I ain't gonna even lie. Like, I counted 2 Chainz out. I'm like, Ross gonna smoke the fuck out of 2 Chainz. 2 Chainz held his own. He played all of his hits.
He played hits, but I
don't think he smoked them. Be like, smoked is like, damn, it won't need no competition. Smoked is
once like his song would go off, he like, yeah, that was a dope song. But then Ross would play some shit that's just like magnificent. He'd be like, oh, okay, well, it was just a difference. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just a complete difference.
But all the 2 Chainz bops, except for Feds is watching. I do not like that song. I'll be first to say when the Feds watching.
Yeah, shit was trash.
Yeah, shit was trash.
And then I didn't like how he incorporated the shit with Kendrick and shit. Like, they took what I said and made it hook. Like, okay, nigga.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
He got smoked, my nigga. He got fucking smoked. I mean, he showed up, but like, he got smoked.
I'm trying to decide how I want to go about this battle, right? Because I want to sing loudly and freely without judgment. So I feel like there's no way I can do that with someone else or others in the room. I feel like I need my brush. I need my drink. I need my greenery.
That's the best friends to sing with.
No. Best friends. No, I wasn't singing with any best friends.
Nah, I'm saying like that was the best friends to sing with, like motherfuckers that you can like have a party with. Like you could, are you saying you want to do it alone, or are you trying to like not do it alone?
I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to do it alone where I can be free to express myself and be as corny and as lame and as impossible, insufferable as I want to be, or do I want to view this with either a person or people? Like make it an event or enjoy it on my own. I know me, and I feel like I can't be as free as I want to be with the people or the person I would be around. If that makes sense.
Well, that's whack.
It's not. Everybody don't deserve all of you, my nigga. Everybody don't deserve every side of you. Everybody don't deserve everything. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't just stand up here and walk around in your drawers. Right?
I mean, but we're talking about music.
It's the difference. That's exposing yourself. It's becoming naked. It's becoming vulnerable. That's what that is.
Singing a song?
Not singing a song, singing a song.
Yeah, nigga, I'm singing. Nigga,
when you got moves with it, when you got 5 heartbeat, come in, come out, you know, singing your whole shit to it.
Shit, who in there? Goddamn, that shit. If the spirit move me, nigga, the spirit move me. I don't care where or who I'm with.
Fuck so that. Like when you on a road trip and shit,
nigga,
you sing?
When goddamn fucking hell yeah, when fucking I went to see Monica and Mark Kelly and shit, and she did fucking Angel of Mine, nigga, singing like a motherfucker.
Nigga, but you're in a crowd of thousands singing just as loud as you. I was in there by
myself.
You're not in your crib.
It was me and Monica. She was singing to me, I was singing back. Fuck you talking about, nigga? I was singing that motherfucker like.
It was just you and Monica. She pointed at you too, like.
Hell yeah, nigga, I was in the back. You seen me?
Of mine. You like
that motherfucker. Man, that shit was, man, that's my shit. And then she cut it off. I was mad as fuck. I was mad, like, cause she was like, cause she got so many hits and shit. That shit was dope.
I I saw Monica about 2 years ago in Raleigh, actually. I came to Raleigh just to see her, cause the ticket was for the low. It was at the Ritz. And she sounds exactly like the album.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The Ritz is a great place to see music too, for one. Like, it's just so intimate.
Yeah.
It's like the acoustics
It's
are great.
perfect size.
Yeah. I saw Jasmine Sullivan there, and that shit was amazing.
I know that was good.
That shit was
I know that
crazy.
was good.
That
I know that was
beautiful.
good.
Like, that shit was amazing. She's one of my favorite singers too. Shout out to Jasmine.
Listen, I miss going to the Groove. COVID, I fucking hate you. Like, it's just certain shit that I miss. Like, damn, like, just feeling good on a fucking summer night, going into this bitch, listening to nothing but R&B with a bunch of fucking black people singing to the top of their lungs. Like, it's just a good vibe. I always say I like seeing black people have a good time. Like, when we're just having a good time, no drama, everybody, ain't nobody thinking about nobody else, just like having a good time. And, you know, shout out to BC before COVID. Hopefully we can.
This shit is crazy. This shit.
Will there be life after COVID?
Will there be life after COVID? Or will Tam just be printing her money tree while all of us trying to talk to her to make it to the next day and shit? Like, god damn.
I mean, you know, either way works for me, really.
You like either way works.
Either way works for me, really.
Either way don't work for me. Either way don't work for me and B Hill. I think I can speak for B Hill on that. Like, we trying to get the fuck out the house. Like, we trying to go back to life as normal.
I know, right?
You gonna be like
the movies. You remember like going to the movies and shit?
These are stories you gonna tell your kids. She gonna be like, when I was 35, we used to go to this place called the movies. And you can actually sit by people. So like when I'm like, I try to go out and like walk and like exercise and like shit like that. And it's so crazy because like when you walking down the street, like people go out of their way to avoid each other purposely, which they should, but it's just like this awkward thing. Like you see each other and you immediately disperse and walk around each other.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dang, we ain't gonna never like talk to people no more, like hug people no more. It's awkward, you know, addressing people that you don't know because it's not like either a handshake or a hug or some type of salutation. It's like, oh, hey, let me step back. How are you? How are you? Like,
yeah. I mean, you can't even leave your house without like a whole get up. You got to get your hand sanitizer, your mask. Like, does everyone in the car got a mask? Like, it's a whole thing.
I got masks. I got disposable mask in my glove compartment just in case I forget one of my regular masks. Same. Like, I'll be patting my pocket, running back in the house. Like, I saw this meme that's like, now we gotta run back in the house like we Batman. Like, oh shit, like I forgot my mask. Like, can't let the public see what my face look like. We don't know. Hey, people, wash your mask, yo. Yo, like
that part.
You cannot not wash your mask, man. Like, if you only have one, first of all, you need to get a couple of them. You can get them at Target. You can get them they're not expensive. I know when shit like went left originally, like it was hard to find masks and shit like that. Now everybody's selling masks. The corner store selling masks. The nail store selling, damn fucking kiosk is selling masks. Target selling masks. Walmart, like you can get masks. So get yourself a couple masks, you know? And if you only have one, wash that shit. You can't just wear that shit every day with your greasy ass face and the elements getting on it. And then you just keep putting that shit on. Like, you're going to break the fuck out.
Yeah. And then with the disposable mask, we have to make sure that we pay attention to the disposable part of it.
Facts.
You know, because we can't keep just wearing that. And then your mask's wearing out. And it's like, how long have you worn that mask, sir? Like, it looks worn out in the front. How long have you worn that mask?
Yeah,
you don't want to crotch out your mask. Like,
it's true. Rubbing together.
Yo, right. Hey, yo, that is true. I got one more debate for y'all that I want to bring up while we talking about Monica and Brady, and then we can get on to B's Black Facts, right? So I want to bring this back up because I brought this up, but I feel like Tam is on the phone. And this is something that came up recently for me, and I feel like we might have a third party to kind of settle this. So I was listening to Jamie Foxx this weekend. I was listening to, I actually got into a whole vibe where I ended up listening to all three of the albums and shit. And some are better than others, but all of them were good enough, right? And Jamie Foxx has given us some bops, right? And I feel like
most talented person ever.
Jamie Foxx is highly underrated. Jamie Foxx can act. Jamie Foxx can sing. Jamie Foxx is a comedian. Like, Jamie Foxx can do it all. Is Jamie Foxx the GOAT of black people who have multiple talents?
I think him and Chris Brown are the most two talented people in the history of the world.
What can Chris Brown do in addition to dance and sing?
He can act. Chris Brown is a good actor. He just don't act.
He's not a good actor. Chris Brown's not winning any awards for acting, my nigga.
Because he's not put himself in that position, but the few
roles
that he's been into, he's definitely done a good job acting.
I mean, I think he did a decent job, but we're talking about actors. Like, this nigga is Oscar nominated. Do he even have an Oscar? Does Jamie Foxx have an Oscar?
And shit, like Chris Brown can dunk and goddamn backflip and like sing. Like
he can dance, music. He can sing. He's a double threat. I give you that.
He's a triple threat. He can act too. He's a pretty good actor.
We're about to give him that. Yeah. Do you think Chris Brown could win an award for acting?
If he put his acting chops on and like focused in on it, yeah, I do.
We're not talking about you believing in Chris Brown's potential. We're talking about what you've actually seen from Chris Brown. Do you feel like Chris Brown can win an award for acting? Not if he put his mind to it and worked really hard.
If he had more movie roles, yeah, I think so.
So, just making sure that I'm clear, we're putting Chris Brown on the same level as Jamie Foxx.
I think so.
As a singer, just like as everything?
I just said talent.
I'm talking about as
encompassing talented. Like the most two talented people, I think probably, yeah. I would definitely. I mean, Jamie Foxx is obviously leaps and bounds better than him in acting.
Right. So we need to be like on the same playing field here. Like we need to be talking about people who are at that level. Like of everything.
You can argue that like Chris Brown is leaps and bounds better than Jamie Foxx, like musically too. Like, you know what I mean? Like he can't sing. So, I mean, he can't dance. You know what I mean? So, I don't know.
Jamie Foxx can't dance, but he can do two other things. Well, he can do three other things. He can act. Mm-hmm. He can do music. He's a comedian.
Yeah. And an impersonationist.
Right.
What is it? Yeah.
Yeah, I put that in the comedian. So, my question is,
I would put that as acting. I don't necessarily, because like even when he gets in his like impersonation bag, not even on some funny shit, just like
no, that is true. That's what makes him a great actor. Right. Remember, I was talking about
the most talented person ever. That's a fact.
He personifies whoever he becomes.
For sure.
Yeah, he's the greatest.
He has like so many fucking awards and shit like that. Like, do we agree that here's the unpopular opinion? Do we feel Jamie Foxx is a better actor than Denzel Washington? That's always been my argument.
Nah. I don't think so.
Help me out. Can you give us something as to why?
I mean, I think he's, what do you call those shits? Not method actors. What's a method actor? Is that a person?
That's a method actor that kind of gets into their character. They go and fucking sleep with the homeless people and live that life like they live that life.
Like the Ray shit was probably one of the greatest performances of all time. But again, like that was like him transforming himself.
Yes.
I guess acting. That's what acting is.
That's what acting is.
But at the same time, I think Denzel, nobody's better than Denzel acting wise. Because I mean, Jamie's right there. I think it's like,
I see you trying to rationalize. Go ahead, go through your thought process.
Haircut. Like you take a haircut and then it's Jamie Foxx is right there. Like it's 1A and then like 1AA. You know what I'm saying? And Jamie Foxx is right there. But to me, like Jamie Foxx doesn't have nearly the ensemble of movies that fucking Denzel does that are just stellar, ridiculously dope movies. Like that's a fact.
What you think, Tam? What you think?
I don't even know. I think they're both amazing. And I'm sitting here trying to think. I'm thinking in my head, like, what argument would I have for one side more than the other? And I don't know.
I feel like Jamie can transform better than Denzel. I feel like Denzel is Denzel.
But I think they both transform 70% pretty well.
of the time.
Yeah,
and so what was a role where Denzel, like, you couldn't recognize that was Denzel? Like, he did such a good acting job. You didn't think about
his role in Glory when he was the role in Glory. Malcolm X. Fucking Alonzo.
I feel like Malcolm
Day.
X was his biggest role to me as far as like extension of acting. Yeah, I've seen Glory.
You haven't seen Glory as an adult?
I've seen Glory as an adult.
That shit was amazing. Like, he was a whole fucking like gangster slave, like fuck the white man, all that shit. Like, that shit was amazing.
That's us every day.
That's not us every
day. We
day.
gangster slaves and shit.
No, we're not.
I just don't feel like Denzel, like, I don't feel like Denzel could play some of these icons. I feel like Denzel, again, I always try to clarify because I don't want people to think that I'm saying Denzel can't act. I'm just saying when you're comparing shit, you're comparing. He was a daddy
and shit. Like, he was a daddy.
Oh, it was hard playing a daddy, my nigga?
Yeah, the fuck? Yeah.
Hey, get in the car. I get an Oscar for playing the damn daddy. You trying to discount
what bro got going on. Then the shit with Out of Time, that was a great movie. When he was the pilot nigga, when he was drunk, he was the alcoholic pilot. Like, come on, man, you're not finna do that. Like, that nigga.
I feel like Jamie Foxx can change the way that he speaks, the way that he looks. He transformed. Denzel plays good roles. That's not what I'm saying. But I've never seen a role outside of maybe Malcolm X where I felt like. I'm losing the fact that this is Denzel. So what VIllines about to do now, he's about to go to a list and just name off a bunch of Denzel movies that don't prove his point. It's just a list of movies. Watch this. Go ahead, B. I know, B, this is what B does. He's about to name a bunch of movies that don't prove his point.
So, Sean, what you're saying is that Jamie Foxx has the ability to kind of like, when you see him, it's like, damn, like he really played that role. Like, I really thought that was really Jamie, like that wasn't Jamie Foxx. That's really that person.
The nigga in Fences.
I thought that was Ray. I thought that was, the nigga who, the movie that just came out with Jamie Foxx where he got locked up for some shit he didn't do. Like, he bodies them,
bro. Shit on Netflix
bro.
is really good, though.
Oh, it is. It is.
Seen it. That shit is fire.
What's the name of it? Because I was supposed to be watching that shit. Somebody told me to watch that shit.
I'll have to tell you.
I don't know.
But that's another vote for Jamie Foxx on that movie. Some people didn't like it, and I got a little pissed off because people were trying to say it wasn't good, but I think it was pretty good.
That shit was fire. Nigga, he played the Book of Eli. He was a blind nigga, like walking in the shit, killing niggas. He played in Fences where he was a fucked up daddy. He played American Gangster where he definitely transformed and you thought that he was a nigga. Like, don't act like that. The Flight when he was a drunk captain. Fucking Inside Man.
All you're doing is naming roles that he played.
But
you're not saying how he transformed and like embodied the role.
He definitely bodied all this shit, man. Antoine Fisher, he got game. He was a daddy for He Got Game. He smoked that shit. Courage Under Fire. Mo Better. Have you seen the Roman J. Israel when he was the attorney and shit? The movie was trash, but he did a great job. This nigga got mad shit. Mississippi Masala. This nigga.
Yes, he has mad shit. He's fucking Denzel Washington. He's been acting for fucking 30 years. That doesn't make him the top actor just because he did a bunch of shit.
That shit. What? That doesn't even make sense. He's not a great actor just because he did a bunch of shit. What?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like hold. Are you being facetious?
I'm not actually.
Like, just because you have a lot of movies, Denzel Washington is a good actor. The question is Denzel Washington a better actor than Jamie Foxx? That's the debate here. Is he a better actor than Jamie Foxx? Not is he a good actor, is he a better actor than Jamie Foxx?
I think they're equal.
And we talked about this before. I said, if you gotta get a nigga to play you, who you think can embody B. Hill better? Jamie Foxx or Denzel Washington? And Jamie Foxx gonna get your mannerisms. He gonna get your everything. And he gonna come in this bitch with a bald head and a deep voice. And you gonna be like, damn, I thought that was Bill.
Denzel could do that shit too, my nigga.
I honestly, I've seen a lot of great movies from Denzel, but he has never transformed me so much where I was just like, damn, I ain't, Denzel got his shit off.
He transformed into Hurricane. That shit, dude, you crazy. That nigga was crazy. This nigga got mad. The Bone Collector, when the nigga was on the fucking thing and he was paralyzed and shit. Man, shit.
So, Jamie Foxx movies. Django. Just Mercy. Ray. You got any debates on any of those and how he transformed in those?
I mean, he was a slave,
Ali.
so we're all slaves, right? I mean, that's what you just said. Like, if you gonna give him that, you gotta give Denzel
It's how
glory.
you play the fucking slave, though.
Glory, nigga.
I didn't say he did a bad job.
Yes,
I just said he didn't stretch himself. I just feel like he did not stretch himself. Like,
he got stretched on a fucking whip and a pole. The fuck? And took every lash without crying. The fuck you mean? Get the fuck out of here, bro. This nigga's hating.
I'm not hating.
Yes,
and listen,
you are.
Jamie Foxx any day. Jamie Foxx all day. Jamie Foxx all day. Like, Denzel not seeing Jamie Foxx in no character roles. Denzel Washington is not seeing Jamie Foxx in any living or dead legend role. Like, Jamie Foxx is going to smoke Denzel
shit, though.
every single
that's
time.
one aspect of fucking.
But what I'm saying is, it's easy for somebody to play a role that nobody knows what the background is.
I mean, that's
like, if I'm just playing a car
right?
thief, then I'm playing that car thief however I play that car thief.
I
But
mean,
if you're
niggas
playing
is good
somebody,
at certain things. Like, certain people are good at shooting threes and certain niggas can jump out the fucking gym. You know what I'm saying? Like, so Jamie Foxx is, like, he impersonates people. He's the best impersonator of all time.
It's called acting, though. He's able to transform.
It's a realm of acting. It's a realm of acting. It's not complete, like, acting. Like, it's just one phase of acting. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just one, like, you can't say that just encompasses acting altogether. Like, it's just, you know what I mean? But we agree to disagree. Let's move on. Cause
we'll be here all day while you just labor. And Tam just like, I'm gonna ponder on that.
I need to ponder.
Yeah, Tam got up and shit. She left. She was like, fuck this shit. Fuck out of here.
Everything.
Well, let's get into B's Black Facts. Skibbity bee bop, bo, B's Black Facts.
Today we are going to discuss Miss Althea Neal Gibson. Today it would have been her birthday. She was born in 1927, so that would have made her 93 today if she was alive.
Is that right?
I don't know. Check that. Is that right?
Yeah, like, oh my God. I don't know. It sounds about right.
Nah. Yeah, because 93, because then if she would have been, if 2007 would have been 100.
No, that's right.
Nigga.
That's right.
She calculated this bitch.
Nigga, I ain't about to never question you on no math. I sit to the side on that. Yeah, I'm never about to challenge you on that shit.
Addition and subtraction is all I got. After the fundamentals.
After long division, you got me. Throw a letter in there and the whole shit blow up. Throw an X or a Y in that bitch. I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah, that shit doesn't make sense. Stupidest shit ever. I've never
used that shit in your life.
Fuck no. But shout out to Nas for saying some of the illest shit ever. He said, what did he say? He said they took the stupidest blacks in Africa and made algebra. I don't want to. That shit was fire.
I know the line you're talking about though, because that line stood out to me too.
That shit was so dope.
Yeah,
shout out
that
to
was
Nas.
a good line.
But yeah, her birthday, Althea Neal Gibson, August 25th, 1927. She passed on September 28th, 2003. She was an American tennis player and professional golfer and one of the first black athletes to cross the color line of international tennis. In 56, she became the first African American to win the Grand Slam title, the French Championships. The following year, she won both Wimbledon and the U.S. Nationals, the precursor to the U.S. Open, then won both again in 1958 and was voted Female Athlete of the Year by the Associated Press in both years. In all, she won 11 Grand Slam tournaments, 5 single titles, 5 doubles titles, and 1 mixed doubles title. She was inducted to the Tennis Hall of Fame and the Women's Sports Hall of Fame. And yeah, she was basically the GOAT, and she's actually from Clarendon County, South Carolina, wherever that is.
Okay, Carolinas.
Yeah,
The Carolinas.
We outside. She was big as hell too. She was 5'11". Yeah, she was 5'11". It was dope. But yeah, so shout out to her. Happy birthday. God bless you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Black girl magic.
Kicking in the door for the Williams sisters and the little Asian
and everybody
lady.
else.
Yeah, what's the little Asian girl that busting ass in tennis? The little Asian girl.
I didn't know she played golf though.
Me
you talking about Osaka? What's her name?
Yeah.
I don't think that's her name, but shout out to you, sis.
Yeah,
shout out to you.
Shout out to happy birthday, Miss Gibson. You know what
I mean? I just want to say, what's my band name? Get well soon to my nigga in Wisconsin who basically was shot by the cops. I feel like it's disrespectful because I don't remember his name right now.
There's so many.
I know.
There's so many, man. That shit is fucked up.
That's
Hold on, let me
really
let me go to Sean King's page. I'm sure he has it.
And I had the information right here. His name is Jacob.
It is Jacob.
It's Lattimore.
It's Jacob. Man, they just shot that nigga, bro. Like execution style.
Jacob Blake.
Jacob Blake.
Paralyzed from the waist fucking down. Fuck you, white
Paralyzed. Listen, I don't know what's going on in police academy that the only way y'all know how to gain compliance is death.
Well, he didn't die, but
they shot to kill
by the grace of God.
Yeah, that's
right.
That's true.
That was by the grace of God.
We don't want to put death on him is my point.
No, for sure.
No, I'm saying in general. Like, no y'all niggas don't know how to gain compliance without killing somebody. Just because the person doesn't listen to you does not mean that you shoot them. Like, it's just so crazy to me that we get taught in our regular lives how to handle so many things, right? Like, if this happens, you do this and da-da-da-da-da-da.
Nigga, my kids are in second grade and they had conflict resolution. It was like, that was the lesson for the day.
Yeah.
Exactly. So the only way y'all know how to gain compliance is to try to kill. Like, why do you have this job? Because we can just hire executioners if that's what we need and change your fucking title. Like, these are motherfucking professional Grim Reapers. Do anything they don't like and you are dead. Like,
yeah.
They grabbed that nigga by his shirt and blasted off on that nigga.
I mean, but this goes deeper than just, like what we're seeing now. It's like, the police force, the reason the police force was created was to control, pretty much to control population.
The original reason they were created is because they were to abscond what they deemed to be freed slaves, or not freed slaves, but the slave catchers, basically.
Exactly. To control the population. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. So the point was to get the slaves back to being slaves. Exactly. And that's basically what they done.
Exactly. So I think that's, when we talk about this, we have to go back to like the fundamentals of it all. And you definitely, it's deeper than these individuals that's shooting these people. Like, this is what they're taught to do. Like, they were taught to do this. And this is in their head, they're protecting themselves. And they rationalize it that way. I'm protecting myself, so I shoot and kill you before you shoot and kill me. And a threat is in the eye of the beholder.
For sure.
That's an interesting way to put it. A threat is in the eye of the beholder. But how am I a threat walking away? Like, how did you rationalize me being a threat walking away from you?
Oh, you just had dreads and you were black.
Yeah.
You just threatening.
Like, I'm walking away. Like, most of these shootings is when a person is unarmed.
Yeah.
Not a threat. You have a gun. A person is no longer a threat when you have a gun and they don't. I don't give a fuck if they got a bat, a stick, a motherfucking ninja star. Like, you have a gun.
Well, that's not necessarily true. If they have something and they're approaching you, then yes, that's totally different, because you can, a baseball bat's not intended to bash somebody's head in, but it can be used as a deadly weapon. So if there's
right.
The threat of deadly force, then absolutely. But if there's no fucking deadly force, if a motherfucker shows you their back and they're not like, they don't have, they show you that they're retreating, then that's just that.
But even then, I mean, I'm not even a police officer, but I know where to shoot somewhere where it will slow your ass down. It ain't gonna kill you, but it's definitely gonna slow your ass down.
That's the thing. Like, let me shoot you in the fucking leg. Let me shoot you in the foot.
They shoot to kill. They're trained to shoot to kill.
Right. So that's why I say it goes back to like the training. Mm-hmm. Like they're just doing what they're trained to do. And then you put humans with all their isms on it and you put them in a badge and it's just like LeBron said, he was like, you have no idea what the fuck happened in that officer's life. Like his kid could have been doing some crazy shit. His wife could have pissed him off that day. You know what I mean? Like, we're all humans. You know what I mean? So like, we go through, like you said, isms to that day. Like, motherfuckers wake up and have bad days, and that's just the reality of it. So then that bad day is coupled and married with a fucking like a fucking gun. And then that bad day that you had turns into a bad day for everybody else involved. You know what I'm saying? The gun.
But the thing about it is the thing for me is, why do we have to always control our bad days? Why we can't have bad days? We've been taught we can't have bad days. We can't have off moments. We can't have moments where we're passionate about a subject. We can't have moments where we express our frustration, even if it's not in a physical way, even if it's just in a verbal way. So the same way that we've been trained to, this is work. You don't act this fucking way at work. You don't get a pass because you had a fucking bad day. Somebody at fucking McDonald's give you bad customer service and is witnessed by the wrong manager. You the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we got people that's supposed to be in charge of protecting us, protecting our lives, and they're the ones eliminating our lives over verbal confrontations.
That we pay to protect our lives.
That we pay to protect us. Like, we give our taxpayer money to be executed.
That's why I believe that when you are working in the human services field, regardless, like if you're servicing humans, like it should be required that like you see a therapist weekly or bi-weekly, because honestly, when you think about these cops that are shooting people, it's all about emotional regulation. At some point, that person tapped into their ego or tapped into their emotions, and they're like, "Oh, so you think you better than me? I'm going to shoot you." When you think about it, it's not a rational decision to shoot someone that's walking away. That's an irrational decision. And it's based on the fact that somehow now you all in your emotions and you're acting based on your emotions. So that's why it's important that I think like we all need like a therapist to help us regulate this shit, because it just cannot follow you into your work when you have a position like a police officer. You can't afford for it to follow you into that type of position.
That's a fact.
I think that you just gave a great segue into our next topic, into our next segment, which is Litter Shit, our pop culture segment, where we talk about all the fuck shit on your timeline. What wine are you drinking right now, Tam?
Well, it's this, I found this lady that makes like natural wine, like near my house. So she made
Is wine not natural?
No, there's like a lot of like preservatives and all this stuff in it because they have to preserve it to get to here from wherever it's from. True. But she like makes
I was like,
it.
Damn, grapes ain't natural. So we've been drinking the GMO wine and shit.
Nigga, that's corn liquor.
with a little flavor.
Yeah, that's it. You drinking some stuff.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I
with
feel like
flavor.
Was it you, Tam, that gave me this? One of y'all gave me some fucking peach moonshine.
Yeah, that was us.
Shit was banging.
That was us.
And that shit was Jai Fire.
It was good.
It was good. I was scared.
I had some earlier today at my homeboy house. That shit was so good. Like, no.
You had some earlier?
Yeah.
You just drinking moonshine on a Tuesday.
Yeah, it was a little corn.
Yeah.
That shit was smooth though.
Yeah. So it's funny because when we walked in, she was like, I make my own wine or whatever. And I tasted it and I was like, this is like corn liquor. She was like, what's that? And I was like, don't worry, you make it, and I'm coming back tomorrow. Don't worry.
Hey, look, AB, Tam in there drinking that motherfucking the toilet wine that they be making in prison and shit. Mm-hmm. With the damn
in the bag,
the fermented fruit. She thought she was drinking something organic, and the bitch in there stomping the shit with her feet in the tub, and Tam drinking it.
That's the shit they got them Claude and Ray put away. Better be careful.
Better be careful.
You better be careful. B, what's your vice today?
I had a shot with him because it was birthday and shit earlier, but I ain't doing
Happy birthday. Did you give him a birthday shout out?
Nah, I ain't even smoked no bud today. I ain't feel like rolling it. It was fucking too much going on. So
wow.
I'm just taking water.
Well, I just want to say that, Dr. Tam tricked me. She told me we were having a Jack day. So, I got on Jack. Tam is my Jack partner.
Yes.
She my ice gang partner and she my Jack partner.
Okay, so the thing that happened, I got home and I realized I did not have a mixer for the Jack. And we all know how much it takes to go outside of the house. So I was like, you know what? I done took all my outside clothes off. I took my outside clothes off. I done took my bra off. You know, I'm not going back out there. I'm just not going back out there. I'm not going back out there.
I feel you on that though. I feel you on that. Cause I done had to improvise sometimes and I done had to mix some shit together that I shouldn't mix together. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna like sip this and like drink the chaser separately. But let's toast because we finally found out. We didn't find out shit. We got confirmation who the shooter was. And I told y'all I was not, cheers, Tam. I told y'all I was not letting this y'all was getting a Meg and Tory update every week until we figured out what the fuck was going on. So, and Tam gave us a great segment, a great segue, I'm sorry, with, shooting somebody as they're walking away. So after more than like a month of public scrutiny, since Meg was shot in both of her feet, she confirmed on Instagram Live in a hoodie, no makeup, fed up, that Tory Lanez shot me. And her exact words was, that nigga Tory shot me. She said that Tory, publicists had been going around and basically trying to smear her name and kind of make himself the victim. How are you going to make yourself the victim? I have no idea. I would love to know the story that he came up with or his team came up with spin to spin this. I don't know what story you can come up with to say I shot a bitch in a bikini in the feet as she was walking away.
And I'm the victim.
And I'm the victim because I'm fucking 5'3", 120 pounds with hair plugs. Yeah, that shit was wild. Meg also said one of the reasons that she didn't say anything is because going back to what we were just talking about, the tensions with police, and black people. And she said that, you know, they got a gun, you know, police shoot first, ask questions last pretty much. And they took Meg in, Tory, all of them took all of them in. Meg said she was still bleeding from her feet before they even kind of gave her medical help or took her to a hospital or anything like that. Like they went kind of to go through almost the booking process. Tory Lanez, whose real name is Daystar Peterson. Like, I don't understand how you came up with Tory Lanez and your name is Daystar. Your mama named you a rapper name. Like, ain't nobody real name Daystar. Like, but he was arrested. He was in charged at the time with the possession of a concealed weapon. But he has not been charged with anything regarding the shooting. I thought that it was real interesting because we had all the public, like, we know what happened. We just waiting for a confirmation. It was only X amount of people there. You know what I'm saying? We got one person that ain't been that hasn't been on Instagram or social media, who was very focused on building up his COVID-19 audience with quarantine radio. We haven't seen anything from him. So, you know, all of the signs pointed to Tory Lanez being the culprit, but Meg finally said something. And it was very interesting to me because we had people calling Meg. First, they wanted her to say what was going on. Then they started calling her a snitch. These the same people who listen to Tekashi 6ix9ine, by the way. But they calling Meg like a snitch. Y'all feel like that shit snitching? Like,
nah. She got shot. Like, the fuck? She ain't no gangster. Like, it's not like they were in cahoots and they robbed the bank and shit and then she told them, nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what snitching is. Like, first and foremost, like, I don't know if I've explained this, but snitching is
tell the people, man. Tell them.
If you and I do a crime and I get caught and I say I was with Tam and Fresh and we all did this shit together, like that's what snitching is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you an innocent bystander and you just sitting on the block and motherfuckers get to shooting and they shooting at y'all two shooting and y'all motherfuckers shoot me and I ain't got shit to do with it, I'm telling. The fuck, like, nigga, Tam and Fresh shot the fuck out of my feet.
Same, because I would tell on your ass, so you should definitely tell.
Yeah, like, nah. But like, if we doing some shit, like if we doing some dirt and then, you know what I'm saying, like it's equally yoked, if you will, then that point, you know, we got them, you know, that's snitching. But if, you know, you just a civilian, a motherfucker shoot you in the foot and she didn't even snitch. She like held it down for that nigga. Like
she
most
did.
black women
She kept it real G.
Yeah, she kept it like, she was more gangster than that nigga because he shot a fucking woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit lame as fuck. That shit is corny. He a bitch ass nigga. Like, that's just, I mean, I hate to even talk about that shit. That nigga's a cornball. Fuck him. Go back to Canada and be.
It's sad because I really loved his last Chicks tape.
Yeah, his last album was dope. He's really talented. Like, he's a talented little fucker.
A little mini guy. Do you think that's snitching, Tam?
I had this conversation with someone before and it really, really, really pisses me off because I think that Black women are like the most unprotected species on this earth. And
tell them about it.
And this is just another example of that. Like a Black woman says like, hey, this man shot me. And then we immediately run to his rescue. Like, oh, you snitching. Like, no, like, I don't understand why there's even conversation about it being a snitching type of situation. Like, where did that even come from? Like, I cannot wrap my head around that. You know, like this is a woman that is, once she's famous, so she's experiencing this publicly, you know, so let's say it was just like a lover's brawl. You know what I'm saying? Like she's experiencing this publicly, but she's the one that walked away with gunshots, not him. So it doesn't matter what the argument was about or how it panned out. She was the one that walked away with physical shit going on with her. She had to go to the hospital. So why are we trying to make her like she is the one in the wrong? Like, I just really don't understand that.
So that's always my question, Tam. So I'm always on here talking about, you know, sounding like a fucking broken record about Black people and about Black women and all that shit. And I always be like, I don't want to talk about this shit, but the shit comes up every fucking day. It comes up every fucking day where Black women are not being protected at all. And Black women hold the shit down. Black women hold the shit down for everybody.
Yeah. I mean, look how long she was quiet.
Everybody.
Look how long she was quiet.
She better than me.
Look how long she was quiet. And then she speaks out. She finally speaks out and we say like, oh, you a snitch. It's like, come on now. She was the one that walked away with bullet shots. Like, come on.
What do you think that, I think it's very interesting because we've had like certain, Black men speak out. So, you know, the women, they ride, the famous women, I'll say that, like majority of the famous women or the voices that amplify to the top of the heap, you know, they've been with Meg. Like, you've seen people like Bun B, Tighe, like Michael B. Jordan and shit like that, you know, they riding for Meg. But when fucking Kodak Black was trying to holler at Lauren London, niggas lost their whole mind. They wanted to kill that nigga.
Right.
And we got this whole, and I said that on this show. I said, I feel like the only reason they said some shit is because she was connected to Nipsey. Not because of Lauren, because they respect Nipsey, because they respect another man. And of course they should respect Nipsey. However, it wasn't because of Lauren. And I don't understand. Like, maybe you can break it down to us from like sociology or fucking like mental health. Like, why is it that, one, I have two questions. Why do Black women feel compelled to be the strongest and hold everything down? And then why does the rest of society, Black men, especially in the rest of society, never feels the need to hold a Black woman down? Like, what's the psychology behind that?
I mean, you know,
if any.
I always say this, and it could be right or wrong, but this is my belief. Everything, especially in our culture, somehow stems back to slavery. Right? And when
all roads lead to slavery. That's our second tagline on this podcast. All roads lead to slavery.
And if we think about that, you think about the woman being of service to everyone, not only to the Black man, but to the white man, the white woman. You know, they had to have sex with the Black man, then go have sex with the white man, and then go serve the white woman. So we were always
take care of the white woman kids.
Take care of the white woman kids, you know, so like
breastfeed the white woman kids.
All that.
I'm not good enough, but I'm good enough to have your fucking baby on my fucking nipple as a fucking feeding machine.
Right. So what happened?
Hey, yo, I'm so sorry. Somebody just sent me some shit.
Uh-oh.
Yo, Donald Trump is nuts. This motherfucker just handed out a presidential pardon on national TV at the fucking RNC. This motherfucker is nuts. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's go back. I apologize. That shit just blew my mind.
Interrupt us with Donald Trump.
I know, he's just fucking crazy, man. Like, he does that.
Did I interrupt our slavery talk with Donald Trump?
Right.
Sure.
With the head slave master.
I'm sorry.
But who did he get a pardon to?
Yeah.
Since we are talking
I didn't even
about
look at it. It just says, this shit is nuts. Donald Trump just gave a fucking national pardon on national TV. But okay. I don't know. Probably some white man that worked for him or some shit. Who knows? That shit crazy, man. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Back to the slave. All roads lead to slavery.
Back to all roads leading to slavery. So, Tam, you was talking about, you know, basically how the Black woman has to service everyone. Right. And so you don't get any props for that?
No.
You just the help. So Black women are just the help.
No,
like,
okay, but so the thing is, that's where it started, and then it bleeded into our culture. So then we, as Black people, we started to support the same type of thing that was planted in us in slavery. We adopted that and we continue that mindset. So then the Black woman was still, okay, now we're free from slavery and we're working and all this, but you're still responsible for majority of everything. You have to please your man. You have to please the world. You have to look like this. You have to do this, and you have to be a part, like 100% all the time. And it's not a lot of forgiveness on our part. Like, we're not shown a lot of grace, like outside of our culture or within our culture. We're just not shown a lot of grace. And then we support it as Black women, because a lot of us do not challenge that. We don't challenge that. Hey, I'm not D and all the above. Like, I'm not that, and I can't be, and I'm not going to be. And I'm, demanding those things because it's who we are. You know what I'm saying?
So our role is to kind of be submissive. So it's like our role is to kind of be
it's submissive, but then like it's so weird because like you want me to be submissive, but then you also want me to like take care of everything, not be too loud, but be loud enough, not whisper too low, but whisper low enough, not be seen but not be heard. But then sometimes I want you to be seen because I want you to look cute, and then like it's just so many demands.
I feel like Black women have the most demands in America. I don't want to talk about like other countries where they got some other shit going on, but like in America, like the Black woman, first of all, let's get this clear. Black women are more educated than anybody else in America.
Absolutely. Facts.
Black women have more education, but still is getting paid 60 cents on the dollar.
Facts.
For their white counterparts, right? So I always say the hierarchy goes white man, white woman, Black man.
Black woman. Exactly.
Right. And then it really kind of depends on the type of organization you're in. Is it more racist or misogynist? Right.
Or both.
Or both.
At the same damn time.
I used to tell, at the company me and B Hill used to work at together. I used to tell guys like, listen, all you got to do is wear a tie. They gonna think you smart. That's it. That's all that's all you need to do.
A black man.
Come to work, wear a tie. They think you
just look nice.
Guy, you can go up the ranks. A black man could go up the ranks at that company. Not up the ranks, but he could get further than a black woman. I'll say that. You know what I mean? He can get somewhere.
With minimal effort.
Yes. Just by looking intelligent. And a black woman not only has to be intelligent, look intelligent, she gotta be easy on the eyes. She can't be too combative, but she has to be assertive enough to get the job done.
Right.
Like, I feel like as a black woman, we're always doing like this balancing act, right?
Yes.
And I think for me, like just being self-aware, I think that's why I don't fuck with a lot of societal norms. Because of that shit. Like, y'all want all of this shit, and especially from us, that the burden is not placed on other genders or races. Mm-hmm. And it's always on us. Like, they don't even listen to us at the doctor.
No.
Black women are dying during pregnancy more than any other demographic ever. Like, why y'all just won't listen to us? And 9 times out of 10, we know what the fuck we talking about. Cause we know we gotta be extra prepared.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we gotta be triple prepared. Mm-hmm. If I'm going somewhere, even if I'm going to like get my car looked at, I gotta take the information that they give me, and I'm about to go do hella research to make sure, because niggas don't really know how to fix cars and shit no more. Right. So you can't ask many dudes in like our age bracket, like, hey, do a carburetor supposed to sound like this? You know what I mean? So, but like just being a man and walking through the door, like you get more respect.
Oh, for
you
sure.
know what I mean?
For sure.
But we're always prepared, and it's just
and that to me, Sean, is what makes us superior. Is because we have to think about your position, their position. Not only do we have to think about the black man's position, we got to think about the white man's position, the white woman's position, the other black woman's position. You know, every other person. Like, we have to think about everybody's
black
position,
woman's position,
and plus ours. When a lot of people only have to think about themselves or their one counterpart. So the black man has to worry about, the black woman. I mean, the white man. The white man has, like, we have to worry about
the white man only got to worry about the other white man. The white woman got to worry about the white man, because she ain't even really worried about her counterpart. She's not really worried about another white woman. But white women are obsessed with black women.
And that's why we got to worry about them.
Yeah. So we got to know where everyone is. And
that's the thing. We got to come into the game literally knowing everyone's next move by heart, and then do it while looking good. Mm-hmm.
Do it and walking backwards. Like, you got to be able to do everything. You got to be able
with
to fucking balance a ball on your nose. On the wrong foot. You got to be able to do. But what is the psychology behind? So like shit like this happen, and you see black women coming from it, because their innate reaction is to protect the black man versus even protecting themselves or their sister, and knowing the fact that they've been through similar things and they still protect the black man. What's the psychology behind that, or what are your thoughts just in general behind that?
I think it's just a lack of education. You know, I think that if we allow ourselves to be open to a different way of thinking, just like as a culture, and especially as black women, because there's a lot of restraints on us on how we should think. Like, a lot of people put their ideas on who we should be on us. And some of us fall very subjective to that. Like, we fall into that because sometimes it's just easier to do that. Like, it's easier just to do what you need me to do. So it's easier for me to fall into this marriage the way you need me to fall into it versus me challenging that. It's easier for me to walk into the workplace and be the black woman you need me to be, because it's way harder to not do that. So it's really all about education. And when we're able to educate one another on like, this is your option. And like, this is how you say this. This is how you communicate this. And you stand it. Because let me tell you, when a Black woman speaks, people listen. Mm-hmm. Like they listen. Right. It doesn't matter culture, creed, or religion. When a Black woman speaks, they listen. And we just need to be educated on our power, you know, and but a lot of it is the standards that's placed on us, you know, like a Black woman's emotional and dramatic and this and that, you know, like if we are educated on like, okay, this is what my emotion looks like. And I'm proud that my emotion looks like that. I should not be shamed because like when I'm angry, my voice rises a little bit because every other person's voice rises when they get angry. Mm-hmm.
Talk about it.
You know,
but they passionate. They passionate. You angry. Right. You need to get over being angry. Right. They just passionate about their job and they're passionate about motherfucking spreadsheets. Nigga, we don't give a fuck. Like, but you're not about to sit here. Like, I've literally seen white men go the fuck off.
Oh, for sure.
Turn red, act the whole fucking fool. And I've literally heard, well, he has a lot on his plate, so. You know what I mean? But I've seen Black women say, hey, this is not accurate. We should do it this way. Mm-hmm. And she's confrontational.
Absolutely.
So the way that I go about my life is, from a work standpoint, outside of work, again, you're not feeding me, fucking me, financing me. I don't give a fuck. I do this fucking shuck and jive for y'all niggas up here. Cause that's how my bills get paid. Outside of that, I don't give a fuck. Right. But when we talking about like work and shit like that, I don't go hard to make your company better. I'm going to tell you, hey, this is what we should do. And you say, listen, nigga, bitch, we don't want to do that shit. I'll be like, okay, all right, cool. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, if you don't want, I have the expertise in this particular area. If you don't want to listen to me, my check still come on Friday. So I don't give a fuck. Yeah. But it's different because some people are very like, passionate about their job. Like some people haven't gotten to that level of not giving a fuck like me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna still be good at my job and I'm gonna try to do the best at my job because I just want to represent me. However, if you ain't trying to hear it, I don't care about making your company great again. If that's not what you're trying to hear.
Right.
B, what do you feel like? Have you witnessed like, what do you feel about like Black women being protected and Black women protecting Black women?
You know, again, yeah, I think y'all pretty much put a button on it. But you know, I definitely feel like, you know, Black women aren't as coveted as they should be. Clearly the reason that everybody's here, right? Cause I mean, if you go back and look at the DNA of a Black woman, she has the mitochondrial makeup to produce every race on the fucking planet. So clearly, she's the reason that we're here. And I'm pretty sure that God is a Black woman.
Hey.
So, I mean, I don't, you know, I feel like
that part.
I mean, as much weight as Black women and women, you know, endure, specifically Black women on a daily basis, it would be hard to think that God wasn't, you know, a Black woman. Especially if, you know, she's the reason, like if we're made in God's image, if the Black woman is the reason that you can get any other race from that, like it just kind of lines up to me. So, yeah. I mean, I definitely feel like we need to cover our Black women much more and protect them, you know, at all costs. You know, I try to do that as much as I can, you know what I'm saying? And, hopefully, you know, it gets better, but I don't know. Shit is nuts out here, but
when you looking at like corporate America, like you work in corporate America, yeah. Have you noticed or seen or have like a Black woman express like her frustrations, and do you feel like they're different from yours, or do you feel like
I think they're the same? I think it's just from what I've experienced, it's like it's just Black shit, period. You know what I'm saying? Like just the Black experience in corporate America and just having to navigate the tumultuous waters. I think it's just an Olympic feat in itself, right? So Again, I can't really speak to it because I'm a Black man. So I've just, the hurdles and the obstacles that I face on a daily basis are just, you know, somewhat insurmountable, but, you know, somehow we, you know, get through them. But I think, I know a lot of black women that are in positions of power, for the lack of a better term, and more so than dudes, and as a matter of fact. So
yeah,
and I think that speaks to the fact that, one, they're more educated. Two, they just, women are just better at shit. You know what I'm saying? In terms of like, work and shit like that. And, if it ain't like, physical labor and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like women are just a little bit more organized and, better per, certain things like that. So, I can't necessarily speak to any differences, like in terms of black males versus black women, that I've personally encountered, because, I feel like in all the positions that I've had, like usually black women, there was some type of black women leadership, not all the way up, but in certain positions, like it's much more management, heavy with black women, in my opinion, just from, the jobs that I've had. So
why you think, from a hip hop standpoint, why do you think like more people isn't speaking up in this situation?
I don't know. Cause I don't know, man. It's just,
you think it's fear?
Because we have some
Probably
voices
fear.
that's always in the middle of some shit. Like anytime something go down, they got an opinion on it. And I feel like it's been, kind of quiet. I said,
I think the voices, that we traditionally hear, like your Joe Buttons and your Malls and them, like they've been, speaking towards it. Tighe, always there for a good old comment or two. He's been on it. I think people are coming to the aid. I think it's just, I think if Tory were to say something like one way or the other, I think that would galvanize a lot of people one way or the other. But I think it's kind of one-sided, right? Like, cause we know that he shot her. So it's like, he a fuck nigga. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Gotcha.
And I think that's just more so the resounding, theme for everybody. Like, you just a piece of shit. Like, you a bitch ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? And like, that's pretty much it. I guess that's the only thing I could,
I feel that. And I just think out of, nobody deserves to get shot, but I feel like, out of the entertainers and things like that, I don't know Meg personally, but she just gives off like a cool kind of vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, she don't seem like a bitch. She don't seem super confrontational. You know what I mean? Like, if we could judge her just based on what she presents to us, like she seemed like a pretty, like she seemed like a pretty even keeled person. And for her to pretty much protect this nigga, it wouldn't have been me. Like, I wouldn't have protected that nigga. That nigga wouldn't have got out of jail that day.
Well, if it was me, we both would have ended up with gunshots, period. Like, I'm about to fight you on these nubs of these feet. Like, you about to walk away with just shooting in my feet.
Wait, so a nigga shoot at you gonna fight a nigga with a gun?
I'm gonna, whatever I need to do. We're fighters. At the end of the day, that's the thing. We're fighters. And that's why I say it's, either way, like, we need to support one another, because we have this superhero black woman super cape on. Like, look how long it took this lady to come out to say, like, this is who shot me. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Like, come on. She, like, come on. It really blows my mind.
Somebody. Yeah. It does. And I don't understand it, because that's just not me. But, I guess she was trying to maintain like the street code and shit like that. Let me tell y'all something. If you try to do some fucking harm to me, all bets are off, my nigga.
Right.
Like, all bets are off. So
when my life
don't come to me. My life or my safety.
The only thing I can think of is that she was trying to get that nigga back before the shit jumped off.
True.
Like, that's the only thing that would.
What you mean get him back?
Like, shoot his ass, like, before, like, going to the police. Like, I'm gonna see that nigga and I'm gonna beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
Type shit. Like, that's the only thing I could think that
makes
like,
sense to
you think she was gonna order like some street justice type
or
shit?
she was gonna do it herself. She a big girl.
Yeah. That's a big motherfucker. She definitely.
And Tory Lanez is real
little.
little.
Not gonna do it herself. That's why I really don't like. I would love to hear the ins and outs of this story, because I've said on this podcast before, just like the physics of Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion having sex is funny to me. Like, is he on a step stool hitting it from the back? Like, what are you doing, sir? Like, he is literally like a little man. Like, I'm taller than Tory Lanez. I'm only 5'5". Like, this nigga is
With
like,
brown eyes,
I see. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, little south side, know what I mean?
Caramel complexion.
But you know what I'm saying? Like that's just, have y'all ever been in a situation where y'all been in some danger and didn't say no shit? Like when y'all really, and didn't call the police, like when you should have called the police?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I
Yeah.
I used to be wild, so
I
I
mean,
to handle.
The last thing we want to do as black people is call the police.
For sure.
Hey, listen, I had a threat against my car and I called the police. You weren't about to fuck up my car, my nigga. Like, you called and said you were about to fuck up my car. So I have called the police.
Don't fuck my car up. I want to get a new car. Nigga, I want to file a claim. Don't fuck my shit up.
My car was, don't fuck my shit up. I don't need none of that smoke. I don't need that $500 deductible. I don't need none of that shit. Don't fuck my shit up. It was a whole bunch of shit going on, but I definitely called the police. It was only one time, I think, in my adult life that I've called the police. And I think that was that one time that I called the police. But I don't have no problems. Like in that particular situation. I felt comfortable calling the police. And this was like 6, 7, I might be saying too much, but it was some years ago where I had to call the police. But I don't have no problem.
Tell the bitch name.
You know what I mean? Some stories might overlap, so I don't want to go any deeper into this story. However, I don't have no problems calling the police when I don't feel like I'm going to get murdered as well. So I understand Meg's, whole shit about like shit. They might come fucking fuck up the rest of us or whatever the case may be, but she should have told that nigga. But now that we had a story, Meg, Tory, lit or shit.
It's lit.
It's lit. It's shit. It's shit for real. Tam, it's lit or shit.
I think it's lit for sure.
You think it's lit?
Yeah.
I think it's shit, man. Like, somebody getting shot ain't gonna never be lit for real, unless it's like Trump or something. But you know what I mean, it ain't really lit.
The message behind it is lit.
It's lit. So I want to talk about this particular topic because I wanted to talk about it last week, but me and B Hill was on tangents last week. But Trey Songz has some like sexual misconduct allegations in regards to a woman that named Alizé, I think is her name. She is friends with Selena Powell. For y'all who don't know, y'all might not know who Alizé is because I don't know who that bitch is either. But I do know Selena Powell. And Selena Powell is like a hip hop pass around that, she done came at Snoop. She done came at everybody. She done fucked everybody. She posted shit. I don't understand why these celebrities still fucking with her. I don't know. Is she like white? I think she white.
She got that wop.
Oh, she got that wham, that wet ass mouth. She ain't got no walls. We do know that. But yeah, I don't want to slut shame right now.
Okay.
I'll let Dr. Tam talk about that. However, Selena, they were on a podcast called No Jumper, and it was Selena Powell and her friend Alizé. And Alizé goes, the host asks Alizé what's the nastiest thing like she's ever done, because like this is their whole brand, like they sluts and shit. And I have this theory, like whether you're in charge of your sexuality or you're just being a cum dumpster, right? If we're both having a good time and this is what I want, this one thing. But if you're just basically letting niggas use you as a receptacle to come in, like, that's a whole different thing. And that's what I think of these two young ladies, to be completely honest. But he asked her what was the nastiest thing that she ever did. And she talks about a sexual encounter with Trey Songz, where Trey Songz urinated on her, without her consent. and wouldn't let her leave the hotel room. She said she didn't know what was happening. She said that they went into the bathroom and he just pissed on her, like on her lashes and every fucking thing. And she was just like, what the fuck are you doing? You just pissed on my lashes. And he said, you're fine. She said then Trey Songz takes her phone and tell her that she can't leave, and if she tries to leave, he's going to drop her phone over the balcony. And Selena Powell chimed in and said, yeah, he's weird. He tried to do the same thing to me. And she kept asking him when could she leave. And she said that he would just ignore her and then he said, you can leave when my flight leaves. And she asked when was that? He said, I can't, he wouldn't tell her pretty much. Trey Songz, however, has replied to this and says usually, he stays quiet. But he feels like there are women who has actually suffered harassment and abuse on various levels. And he does not want these women who he says was not sexually assaulted to go and make claims. He also claims that this same individual, tried to basically extort him for money, to pay for her school and for her therapy. Tam,
okay, therapy. Therapy by any means necessary.
Because of all the trauma that she's been through. So, when shit come out, then shit come out. So there's an not R&B, let me take that back, pop singer by the name of BB Rexha. I don't know a lot of her music, but I do know her name. She says that, a story surfaced of her talking in 2015 about Trey Songz, and she said that they were at a wedding and shit, and Trey Songz had been eyeing her the whole night, and Trey Songz called her alone and pushed her up against the fucking wall and said, let's do this. Who does Trey Songz think he is, first of all? How you just gonna roll up on?
Sound like some white shit. That's a lie. I don't
right. He said, let's do this.
The PP, he might have had to go. So I believe the PP, but the let's do this. Come on, my nigga. Ain't no nigga from Petersburg saying let's do this.
So she rejected him, but when she was telling this story again, this is 2015, she was kind of saying it more so she was embarrassed, about the shit. Keke Palmer has also had, expressed some things about Trey Songz and Trey Songz being a little too aggressive, and things of that nature. So, when one thing comes out, a bunch of things always comes out. I'm a little bit unsure of how to feel about this, and I don't want to. First of all, I feel like if you say no to something, consent is gone. I don't give a fuck what y'all done did before. I don't care about what y'all are in the process of. Y'all could be in mid-stroke, and if a woman says, stop, I don't want to do this anymore, after that is rape to me. You know what I mean? So I don't know what to think when it comes to women like this. In the same interview, she talked about how she was fucking an NBA player. 7 of his friends came.
Not friends, teammates.
Teammates, friends, yeah, teammates. And how she sucked off all 7 of them while another nigga was fucking her from the back. I don't know. I don't want to be that woman that bashes other women. So I'm really trying to wrap my head around this whole concept. What are your thoughts, B? It look like you got some stuff on your mind. What are your thoughts on this whole situation?
I don't really give a shit about this shit, but Trey's just I don't know how these niggas fuck. It's hard to maybe when you're maybe revered by wanted by so many different women and shit, maybe it might be hard to turn all that shit off. You know what I'm saying? At any given time. Cause for all the bitches that do want Trey, some bitches that don't care for Trey. You know what I mean? Shout out to Shay. I think Shay always posts on her Instagram, on her Chatty Patty's podcast, that she hates Trey Songz and shit. You know what I'm saying? So
she do. She a hater like fuck. She hates Trey Songz.
Yeah, she hates
she don't even like his music.
Yeah, which is weird because he makes good
music. But super weird. I hope she's listening to this.
Yeah, word. Shout out to Shay.
She wasn't feeling well. Get well soon.
Get better soon. Word. But yeah, so I guess it's, the ego is inside, it might just be hard to turn off, you know what I'm saying? And to have a motherfucker tell when you've had so many different yeses, over the course of your life, it's kind of difficult. So maybe that gets in his way. And, also niggas like to fuck fun. Niggas fuck funny. Like niggas be fucking weird. Like niggas be having wild sexual deviations.
Fuck funny.
For real, man. You know what I'm saying? Like
niggas fuck funny.
Yeah, like, what bro do? I seen, did y'all ever see that, like that little porn of Chuck Berry that came out with the white girl and he farted in her mouth and shit?
No.
I've never seen a fucking Chuck Berry porn, my nigga.
It used to be on Instagram and like
when
Twitter
will we
and
see
shit.
a Chuck Berry porn?
Like he ain't never seen that shit?
I'm going to go with no.
Yeah.
We're gonna go with no Chuck Berry porn.
That nigga was like, but like, that's what I'm saying. Like he had pissed on the girl and shit. It was a white lady and shit. And, like he was sucking him off, and the nigga like pooed it in the face. He's like, you like that, don't you? Like niggas fuck funny. Like niggas is weird. So, some niggas just, I don't know, man. Cause me personally, I don't get any like joy out of pissing on a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit would not do anything for me. Some niggas do, clearly. Cause, multiple people have said that they enjoy, like golden showers and shit. That shit ain't for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't even like fucking in the ass and shit. So, but niggas do. You know what I'm saying? So like certain
no
shit
butt
is
loving?
just, yeah, I can't, I'm cool. Like I can't it's just the weirdest thing in the world for me. But some niggas enjoy fucking in the ass. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just, niggas fuck funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, I don't know how niggas give it up when they be, you know what I'm saying, behind that wall and shit, or behind that door. You know what I mean? But what it boils down to, if a woman says no, then it's absolutely no. Like you should not, breach those boundaries. And if, like even like you said, if you in mid stroke and she tell you no, it's gonna be difficult. I'll tell you that coming from a man. Like it'll be difficult to come up out of there. But try your best to get up out of there. And please get up out of there.
What you think, Tam? What you think about this? She dead. She is dead. She is dead. I'll be here.
Try your best.
Okay, so the thing is that although it doesn't matter, honestly, it does not matter what a woman has done in her past. And when I say past, I mean like even within the last 5 minutes. Like you said, Sean, like if no means no, so like I don't care if she did whatever she did to your 7 teammates. By the time she gets to the 8th teammate and she says no, then that's just what that means, because we're human and we all have our human rights. And I have the right to say no. It doesn't matter what I've done before. I have the right to say no. And I think that's another thing when it comes to like protecting us as women, is just like us being able to respect it and not judging women based on like whatever they decided to do last year or 2 minutes ago. But like if you're saying no right now, sis, okay, well it's no, that's it, period. And I don't know, I think that, kind of, I mean, in the words, kind of like the words of B. Hill said, like people have their own fantasies and they have their own things they want to do sexually. And I think that for sure, once you get into a situation, some things may surprise you. And at that moment, you should have the ability to say like, okay, I was cool with that, but I'm not cool with this, And then even if you were cool with it before, you still have the option to say like, okay, I was cool with it last time, but this time I'm not.
Yeah. So sometimes women can give mixed signals, right? And I feel like, you have those women who say, oh, he wasn't aggressive enough. Like he pussy. Like he not manly enough. He not macho enough. And then you have those women who the nigga did this shit that she's kind of articulating in her fantasy, and now it's like, you doing too much, you aggressive, like, and I understand, like, I'm a woman, I understand how shit can be like dynamic. However, certain shit, I think I'm a different type of woman in certain aspects. But for a man, how should a navigate like those mixed signals? Like,
I mean, I guess you can't say it's mixed signals, but if you're really listening to a person, you hear what they're saying. And if you listen, and when I say listen, I mean like not hearing what you want to hear or what you think you should want to hear, and not hearing what I want to hear right now because like I'm butt ass naked and I know what I want to hear, but like really listening to this person, you know what I'm saying? And
butt naked can make your mind different.
Right, it does. It makes you not hear certain
when you
stuff.
got the wop or you fucking rock hard, I guess you don't hear.
It makes you hear different things. So it like really listens.
We lose blood. Blood goes to certain areas, so you lose blood in your ears.
Blood, everything from the top goes to the bottom. Got it.
Okay.
Fact.
Noted.
It's like a flushing.
Is it? I think the issue is like sometimes people don't know when to go and when to stop. And I'm not giving any excuses to anybody because, like I said, if somebody says no, like you got to be able to read the room.
Right.
You got to be able to read and understand because, listen, I know some scumbag ass niggas. And I know scumbag ass niggas who use the same fucking maneuver on every fucking woman. And that shit might fail on 70%, but it works on 30. So he just like, I'm a win. Like, I'm gonna get this 30. All I need is this 30%. Like, all I need is one woman to say yes tonight. So if that means grabbing her arm or smacking her on the ass or some shit like that, because one woman to cuss you out, but another woman that turned around and been like, oh, okay. Have you ever had them type of issues, VIll? Like you didn't know exactly how to navigate a woman's feelings, and how did you deal with that?
That shit sucks. That shit. I mean, yeah, I've had like bitches be wanting me to punch them while I'm fucking them and shit. I'm cool. Like that's like the bitch was like punch me. She was like fuck me harder, nigga. I'm like, damn, bitch, what you want me to punch you? She's like, yeah. I'm like, all right. I'm out of nut. I'm out of here. Like, fuck, that shit was the weirdest
Once
shit.
it makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah, like, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that shit was the wildest shit ever. I was like, what you want me to punch you, bitch? Like, the fuck? She was like, yeah, nigga. And I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna nut. I'm out of here.
Have you ever been in a situation where you don't know whether to stop or go? Like, when it's like the stop, but you should keep going, or the stop where no, like, you should stop.
Yeah, that shit is frustrating as fuck. That shit is trash. Like, you know what I'm saying? Cause like, it is, cause like, you don't want to be creepy and rapey and shit, but also you want to like, you know what I'm saying? But you don't know if the bitch playing hard to get. So, and which bitches do, you know what I'm saying? So that shit's trash.
Yeah.
Like, just don't be like, one of those. Just like, if you want to fuck, like, start kissing a nigga back or some shit, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, give the feelers, all right. And you ain't got to be like, like super aggressive in terms of that, because most niggas don't like super aggressive women. I mean, it's cool if you bag a nigga or something, but you ain't got to be like, I don't know. I had, boy, back in the day. Yeah, but like, that shit is like, it's like a happy medium, but I mean, that's just, I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain, but like, body language is a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So like, give off good body language to the point where you want like the shit to continue, but at the same time, like where you, one, ain't even overly aggressive, or two, you just ain't being like weird as fuck, and like, make it a definitive way that motherfucker can tell. You know what I'm saying? Or if nothing else, like shit, just have a conversation like, nigga, I'm trying to fuck, or I'm not. Like, I'm not with none of that shit today. I'm just trying to chill, get to know you, whatever. That's what it is. Like, it's always.
That's the problem I feel like a lot of adults have, where they want to have sex, but they don't want to have conversations about sex.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think that's a whole culture thing. Because I don't know, like, I've met so many people within my culture that say like, oh yeah, me and my mom, me and my dad had the talk, and then they tell me the talk they had, and I'm like, that's not a talk. Like, that's not a talk.
What's they talks? My talk was don't come in this house pregnant. Exactly, that was my whole talk.
Exactly. And don't get nobody else pregnant. Talk. And then here's a condom, or let's go to the center and get you some birth control. And that's it. But like, if we were taught like how to have these conversations, like how do I say to a man like, hey, do it this way versus that way? Or like, hey, I want you to do this, versus like being like, well, maybe if you could do this, then maybe, like, I don't think we're taught to have, like, to be comfortable in having those sexual conversations. But do you think our parents had that? Do you think our parents had the tools to have that conversation? Absolutely. I know mine absolutely did not. Absolutely did not. I mean, if you think about it, a lot of our parents, and I'm talking about culture wise, and I'm talking about majority here, were teenage parents. So no, they did not have the sexual conversation. They wouldn't have been teenage parents if they did.
You know what's very interesting? My mom was married but she was 21 when she had me, which to me, that's still way too young to be having a fucking baby. Like you ain't
think about yourself
a teenager. Yeah, but like you married and having a kid. If my child came to me at 21, like I'm trying to get married, I'll be like, no. I might don't have no real control over that, but I wouldn't be down for that. And having a baby at 21, like I still don't. At what point does so I heard that the brain doesn't fully develop where you can make adult decisions until you're 25. Is that accurate?
I mean, honestly, there's research. There is research to support that. Yes.
At what age do you, based on your experience, what do you think is a solid age where people should be held accountable, like for their actions?
I mean, honestly, I think that is 100%. I mean, I am the type of therapist where I believe that your entire world is based off the first exposure to the world, which is your family. Mm-hmm. And however your family presented the world to you, then to me, that's how, you should be held accountable, right? So like, let's say if you're born into a family where you were in foster care and you went to 15 homes by the time you were 10 years old. So for a person that was born into a 2-parent home versus this person that had 15 foster homes by the time they were 10, we can't hold them to the same caliber because they don't have the same social interactions. They don't have the same, they don't even have the same moral standards because no one has been like pretty solid with them with their morals. So like, it's a little different. Now, legally and scientifically, that's totally different.
Yeah, right. Like, how do you become when you have like patients or clients or whatever the case may be, like women, right? Is there a difference to you between like sexual freedom and low self-esteem?
For sure. Absolutely. Because, it's a great question, but the two shouldn't even be put together, honestly. Because when you talk about a person that is sexually free, and this also goes into, and, I posted something today that said every therapist is not created equal. So when I talk, I'm speaking from my own therapeutic approaches. And when I say someone that is sexually free, that means that someone that's able to make some type of rational and safe decision about their sexual encounters. And then when you talk about someone that has like low self-esteem, they are making decisions based out of that place of low esteem. So it may not be rational and it may not be safe. It may be very impulsive and very unsafe.
Is it that? Because this is the way I think about it, and I want you to correct me on my thoughts. My thought process is it's a difference between this is what I want and this is how I like it and this is what we're going to do versus I'm doing this that I don't necessarily want to do, but I'm hoping that you're going to like me or you're going to love me or you're going to give me something that I've been missing in my life. So basically, you having sex with me is in exchange for some emotional support.
Yeah. What you're talking about right now is codependency, which could probably be a whole different show. You know what I'm saying? So like, when we talk about people exchanging, honestly, if you think about USA, it's all about exchanging. You're always exchanging something for something. You know what I'm saying? I'm on this show because I'm hoping someone would listen and book a session with me. Right? You guys are here together.
Book a session with her.
You guys are here together because you're hoping that because you work well with Be Heal and Be Heal works well with you. So it's always an exchange. We're always exchanging something. The idea is like, how effective is it? How effective is it exchange? So if I am saying here today, like, okay, Sean, I'm on your show, Be Heal, I'm on you guys' show because this is a great time for me to express like the therapeutic part of things. Okay, that's very clear communication. Or it could be another way where I come on the show and you guys are just straight exploiting me. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on
Show
here.
Your titties.
Right, exactly. Great example, Sean. Great example. But it's like, how is it effective though? Is this effective for both parties? Because, and then when it's not effective and one is pouring more than to the other, a lot of times it's codependency. So, and that's when we talk about people that, have these sexual encounters, and like you said, like not at all about slut shaming, because that's ridiculous. But a lot of times it's based on like where we came from and what we were taught about sex and what we were taught about relationships and what we were taught about who we are. Like a lot of people look for sex to fulfill them in some type of emotional way. And then what happens is that you bring in a person that's like looking for love, and then they have sex with a sex addict, so something crazy gonna go down in that room, like that person for love at some point gonna be like, oh shit, what the hell is going on here? But this sex addict is showing this person looking for love, he or she is showing her that love. So it's like, well, I'm getting the attention that I need. And then the sex addict's like, oh, I got it. I'm getting my fulfillment here. I'm fulfilling my addiction, although I may be violating this person, but I can't see that because I'm fulfilling my addiction. And then the other person can't see it because that person is fulfilling their emotional voidance.
Jesus Christ.
She breaking that shit down.
That motherfucker got there. Hey, she got there. She said that.
That's why she making all the money out this house.
That motherfucker, you booked.
I booked and busy out this bitch. I get nothing but the best on here. You know what I mean?
I'm about to lay down. Rub my neck. What the fuck is going on with you, bitch?
Look, I got one last question in regards to this subject matter. And, for me, I already tell people, like, I listen to a lot of true crime. I do, I listen to things that's going on in the media, like all of these things. And one of the things that disturbs me in general, kind of about the male gender, is kind of what B. Hill said, as far as like, listen, once the blood leaves the top half of my body, I can't really focus as much. And I'm trying to understand, like, you got a guy like Trey Songz, right? A guy like Trey Songz, who can virtually have any woman that he wants, right? He don't have to deal with these two women. He don't have to deal with, women that have been passed around the whole hip hop industry. Trey Songz could probably literally have sex with a new woman every night and not repeat it, and not fuck with somebody else in the industry has fucked with. Like, he can fuck a million regular bitches, right? I feel like men don't have control once they're horny. A lot of men, I'm not saying that like blanketly, but a lot of things happen once they are horny. Like, a lot of this like crime and shit like that perpetrated by men has a sexual component to it. And I want to know, like, with men not being able to control themselves, like in a very general and blanket statement that I'm making, like, is that mental, is that hormonal, or is that societal? Why, they don't make good decisions? Because Trey's putting himself in a position where you have these women that now could take down your whole career if they get the proper lawyer. You know what I mean? Like, why can't men really control themselves when it comes to like sex and shit like that?
I mean, scientifically, the brain in men and women are created differently. And that is just how it is designed. It is designed in a way, if we take it back to, all roads lead to slavery, right? But we're going to take it back even further than that. We talk about mankind, right? And when you talk about mankind, we're talking about a man was placed on this earth to protect his family, feed his family, and create more family. And that's it. That's back to like,
damn, that's the only function.
I'm saying, like, when we talk about the human nature of it, like the biological human nature of it, protect, reproduce, and provide. So,
and I feel like they ain't even doing the first two.
What?
They just reproduce.
It depends on, where you at, what community you're rolling in.
I protect, provide, and fucking.
Oh, for sure. I'm not saying everybody, but it's very easy for a man to walk away from his responsibilities.
Totally understand.
Very easy.
Yeah.
Very easy.
Yeah. So, yes. And then that goes into different sectors. So it's just like different levels to all of this. But if we talk about just like genetically how we're wired, right? Just like a woman is wired to be more of a caretaker, which is why we're the ones that get pregnant. We're the ones that breastfeed. Like, so when you talk about how we're wired, a man is wired to reproduce. Like they're wired to, one of the things they're wired to do is keep my legacy going. Period. So
is that an ego thing?
It's just how you're wired. It's just literally how we're wired to do.
It's just the fundamental components of what a man is, for sure. I mean, that's even in nature. Like, that's just in nature, period.
Yeah, you're talking about any mammal. If you're talking about any mammal species, sure. It's the same thing.
That's a fact. Exactly.
If you see.
So why aren't the other components as strong as that component?
But
I guess when we think about what the issues that we have in society right now with, people not being raised with with fathers in the home, and that could be on any side. Like white men be leaving their families for their fucking maid and they fucking secretary and shit like that. So this ain't even like no black man type shit I'm talking about. I'm saying that, it's very interesting because they leave for more sex. You know what I'm saying? So you're saying that they're there to reproduce, provide, and protect. And we already talked about how the black woman is not being protected. So that's out. Provide, niggas like, listen, I can't do it.
Right. Yeah.
I'm over here, like, whatever. But that urge to reproduce still stays at number one on the charts.
Absolutely. It's literally biologically innate in us. If you think about a dog, right? You think about a dog.
Damn it, man.
When a dog is in heat, literally the dog doesn't care about who it's fucking. It's just going to fuck somebody because it needs to reproduce. Like it needs to just get it out. They won't even be healed. The only focus is like, I need to do this with something else, which is, it's like a Yorkie fucking a Great Dane fucking a Yorkie. It doesn't care. It just needs to get this out, They will become so obsessed with like this urge that they can't think about anything else. It's just biologically wired in us.
I know mad niggas like that.
It's just biologically wired in us.
That's why like for me, for me, I think of when women say, oh, well, why did you go to his room at 12 o'clock at night, knowing that he a man? You know what I'm saying? I feel like kind of society makes these excuses instead of like holding men accountable. And you have men who don't do that type of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it can be accomplished. So I'm trying to figure out, like, is it more society? Is it mental? Or is it more hormonal? Why one you would throw away your whole career? I think
it's all.
I think it's a third.
Yeah. I think it's all
equal thirds all the way down the road, all the way 33 and a third for every piece of it.
Absolutely. My nieces are fucking 14, about to go on 15 now. Like they have like these bodies coming in and it's just a lot. And it's all of these fucking predators out here. And like, I remember like, even like going back to like my dad, like rest his soul. Like I remember being in a car with my dad one day and I remember, a girl walking in front of the car. Like we were at a light or something. And my dad made like a statement or whatever, like, damn, like something like that. Like, you know what I mean? And I was like, ew, like she goes to my school. He's like, oh, she didn't look like that. Like my bad, like whatever, like whatever the case may be. But, another man, like we're all talking about, like, I posted something on my story the other day, like, listen, teenager, I don't know what teenager need to hear this, but he don't think you mature. Like, he just want to fuck you. This grown man want to fuck you. And that's just what it is. And I'm just like, as we evolve, like you have, I know good black men. I do. I know good black men. I know fucked up black men as well. And I say black men because that's my circle. I don't really have a lot of white men in my circle to really compare shit to, but it's just scary that I know, like, I don't have kids because I feel like my kids would be fucking weirdos because I'll be like, you in the house, you next to me, I gotta watch you all the time. So you're gonna be a fucking weirdo. But like, these girls are going out here and men can't control themselves. And every time, like, I'm hearing shit that's going on, it's this sexual component to it. And you hear men like, I can't control it. I don't know what to do. And I have a question later in regards to, we talked about, making, molestation and shit like that, normalizing like that shit that I want to ask you about later. But it's just very interesting to me that, like, they can't control themselves.
Well, I mean, men mature slower than women.
Slowly.
It's literally genetic. It's like biologically in us as humans. We all, honestly, like, you take it back to time, and I don't know if you guys, you listeners believe in like Christianity, but you talk about Adam and Eve and like all that stuff, like caveman, like we all were on this earth to serve purposes to each other, to either protect, to either reproduce, to be the nurturer. That's the only thing we're here to do. And then along the way, we found out emotions and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So depending on what you believe in, but men just mature a little slower, which is why, again, it is up to us as women to be able to, not only us as women, I think it's us. I mean, I'm all about my culture. So I think it's up to us as a culture to educate everyone on how to communicate your needs and your wants, man or woman, because both parties need to be able to openly communicate that. Like, this is what I need. This is what I want. This is what I'm comfortable with. This is what I'm not. Like, a man should be able to have a conversation and say, like, hey, I like to pee on people. You down for that?
True.
Versus like you being, we an hour into this and then you're peeing on my eyelashes. Like, what the hell?
And I just got these.
Like, what is going on here?
Them shit need to be peed on. Stop wearing them stupid ass eyelashes before I pee on them.
I think that you're right. I think that is very fucking interesting. But I do believe, I am not a therapist, but I do believe that there is a societal component to that as well. We allow that slow progression. We go with the boys will be boys type things. We go with the, hey, little man, how many girlfriends you got? And then we go with the, hey, little girl, you not having no boyfriend till you're 30 type shit. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I don't know if you guys
it's a
seen,
societal
like,
component
Boosie
to
did
that.
this interview and he was talking about for his son's birthday, he got him like strippers or something. And his son was like a teenager.
Boosie also got his kids molested. He paid for strippers to pay for women to suck his 12-year-old, 11-year-old's dicks.
Yeah, but that just shows like as far as the culture part of it, as a woman.
And he's still not in jail. Yeah. That's the culture part.
But I mean, yeah, because honestly, if you think about it as a culture, that's how it is. That's how it's supported. Like men, and you know what? I just thought about this. Men are allowed to explore their sexuality more than women are. So, which is why. Unless
it's in another butthole. That's when it cuts off for them. Like, men are not allowed to express their sexuality. I think that is one of the double standards. But I really don't care about double standards because we don't get many. Women don't get many double standards. But, men can do whatever they do as long as it ain't with another man.
Never mind.
As long as it ain't with another man. You know what I mean? Like, you could do whatever. Like, if a nigga heard, like, Trey Songz pissed on a bitch eyelashes, they'd be like, yo, that nigga wild. If they found out Trey Songz motherfucking had lunch with a gay nigga, they gonna like, what the fuck going on there? What the fuck? That nigga weird.
Well, I just think that as a culture, men are giving a permission to be more aggressive about their sexual wants and needs than women are. So that's why, like, sometimes, you know, you have the stories when the man is the one that's, you know, the aggressor, because it's like, they're trained to do that. Like, they're trained to, like, you need to know, you know, what to do with your woman when you get in the bed, because she's not gonna know, you know. And then we're trained as women to be like,
take whatever strokes that's given out.
Exactly.
And they be trash. Listen, women, I have a PSA. Listen, let me tell you something. It's not normal to have never nutted in your life, my nigga. Like, that's not normal. Like, sex should be mutually beneficial. So stop gassing motherfuckers and you not having a good time. I don't even think that's the nigga fault, because the nigga only doing what you encouraging him to do. That's not his fault. You up here oohing and ahhing and shit like that, and you not having a good time. You not coming. Sex should be mutually beneficial. And if you're not nutting, change your sex partner up. You got to be able to. And sex is not a one size fit all. So just because you rock this bitch world don't mean you gonna rock this bitch world. Everybody is different. Everybody's wants, everybody's needs, what turns people on is different. So don't think that regardless of what your sexual preferences are, I don't care if you male, female, whatever. I just think that, you know, dudes think they be king dingaling up in this bitch, and you just don't know your girl in the group chat like, that shit was trash, but I love him. And it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So you have to learn each one of your partners. Like, you can have a good, you know what I mean, twist around move or whatever you feel like your signature move is, but that move is not going to work with everybody. And women, you have to be vocal about what you want. You have to coach people. And I feel like a lot of women don't want to do that. A lot of women don't want to say left, right, up, down, A, B, start.
Well, I mean, like, they don't want to say that. We weren't trained to do that. That's what I'm saying. A man, as men, they were trained to say, like, go over here, do this, do that. As women, we were not.
Juggle my balls. Yeah.
We were not. Just like we talking about Lil Boosie. Because really, I don't think he meant any ill will. He was just trying to prepare his son to be a great sexual partner.
Really? That's an interesting concept coming from a therapist. You don't think that he fucking molested his kids?
I think that in the sight of America, yes. But I think if you talk about cultural norms, not United States America norms, cultural norms, a lot of men would tell you that my older brother or my dad or my uncle or whatever had me with this older woman or made me do this and made me do that. Now, in the USA, yes, that is wrong, but I'm talking about culture norms. So I'm not arguing that it was right. I'm just saying, like, our culture norms is saying that I am just preparing my son to be a good sexual partner.
I gotta disagree with that. I've never heard that before. I've never heard of a parent procuring sex for their child and it be normal. And correct me if I'm wrong, like, I've heard of things happening, but I've never heard of a parent just sitting around like, oh yeah, I got motherfucking John, a motherfucking stripper the other day, and he's 11 years old. First of all, we don't know what John's sexuality is. Second of all, he's a child. Children shouldn't be having sex in the first place. There's nothing normal about that.
No, right. So I'm not saying that it's normal. I'm saying culturally it has been normal. And now we look at it and we know, because we're educated, we know that, hey, this isn't normal. That was sexual abuse. Like, I was raped. I was sexually violated. But I've met several men in and out of my private practice and in and out of me being a therapist that said, like, my first sexual encounter was like it was organized with my uncle or, you know, da-da-da, and they wanted me to do this with this girl and da-da-da. Like, because it's just a part of the culture for some people. It's a part of the culture, especially when you think, like, when you talk about, because, you know, like, within the Black culture, there's cultures within that.
There's subcultures, yes.
So we're talking about, like, all kinds of things going on here. And sometimes Black men, if you're 16 years old and you haven't lost your virginity yet, it's like,
we're talking about 11 years old and 12 years. I think 16 is a little bit different. I think a lot of people start losing their virginity and shit like that at 15, 16 years old.
I'm not mad niggas that lost their virginity at 12.
I mad niggas who lost their virginity at 12 and shit like that, but your parent procuring you sex. Right.
Yeah,
I've never heard that.
So what I'm saying is that it's happening. And Lil Boosie's not the first person that did it. And won't be the last.
I'm pretty sure Lil Boosie dad did it for him. Exactly,
B. Hill. It's a learned, like, it's passed on from generation to generation. Like, it's a learned behavior. Lil Boosie just didn't wake up one day and said, I want to get my 12-year-old's
I'm gonna be a fuck nigga.
You know, like, no, this is probably what happened to him. And then it probably happened to his dad and so on and so on. Like, what I am saying is that this is normal in some people's families for this to happen. Now, when this person comes to therapy at 45 and they come to me and they realize,
and they all fucked up.
They realize, like, I was raped when I was 12.
Yeah.
Right.
But in that, when we're talking about generational curses and things like that, like, sometimes this stuff is passed on from generation.
Yeah. Not just diabetes and shit, for sure. That's ill. You should come on the show more often. That was good.
True. Selena Powell. And I mean, Trey Songz, Selena Powell, and this girl getting pissed off his litter shit.
Shit.
I think it's shit because Trey Songz, you risking it for no fucking reason, in my opinion. Like, it's a lot of bitches that's gonna let you piss on them for nothing. Like, just cause you Trey Songz, they probably gonna bottle the fucking piss up and take it home. Yeah. What you think, Tam, is litter shit?
You know, the only reason I think it's shit is just because that whole detail about him peeing on my eyelashes, like, that's the only thing we're concerned about. It's deeper than that. So I would just think it's shit just because.
Well, he held her hostage. He pissed on her.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like,
according to her,
someone holds you hostage. The detail you're going to remember is him peeing on my eyelashes.
I would definitely remember somebody pissing on my eyelashes.
Bro, someone pissed on my eyelashes. Okay, cool. You held me hostage, my nigga.
Yeah.
Nah, it's a difference for me not being able to get out of the hotel versus you just pissed on me.
Exactly.
I think it's different though. Like, cause I'm gonna remember you pissed on me versus like, oh, you want me to stay here when I came here, like, to be with you.
Yeah, but then they like, you can't leave.
Yeah, that's
until I tell you to leave.
That's just like me fucking you and you saying stop fucking me.
But let's keep it a band though. He held her phone hostage and said you can't.
Well, there's no
such
thing as holding your phone hostage. Like, we can get replacement phones. That's nothing. Throw that bitch out. I don't care.
That's my point. So if she wanted to leave, maybe she could have left. I wasn't there, so I don't know. But I'm just saying, but nigga, like, I'm not giving you your phone, you staying here, and you like, oh, I gotta stay here because my phone here. It's a different thing than a nigga locking the door, putting a chair, and strapping you to the fucking bed like, no, you can't fucking leave.
The only reason I'm saying this is shit is because some of the details are just not quite adding up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's shit because you can do better.
Yeah. Like, you're in the tub, you can get up. Like, he's pissing on you.
I mean, I do believe she probably had some, some sexual traumas and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I think these cum dumpsters are definitely. Let a motherfucker
just piss on me. Like, if I don't want to be pissed on, like, it's not like piss isn't like, it's not like a geyser. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you like a water hose, like you fucking in the civil rights movement.
She should have punched the fuck out his dick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I would have punched that shit in midstream.
That's what I'm saying. Get that
shit out of here, my nigga.
Right,
like,
but getting a little older.
But that's what I'm saying. I think this story. She probably told this story. It probably happened, and then after it happened, she probably processed it and was like, that wasn't right. Like, that wasn't right. So that's why I was saying, like, women, you still have the power even after it's done to say, like, this wasn't right.
You know, but women then got to deal with the whole society.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I forgot that nigga just got, he just became a coach of the Redskins or something like that. I don't know, but the nigga looked like, Darren Sharper. And it made me think about Darren Sharper. B, you remember Darren Sharper, the NFL player who was out here raping bitches and shit?
Mm-hmm.
And, I was just having a conversation about that. And somebody was like, yeah, like, he was fine as fuck. Like, why was he out here, like, doing that shit? And I'm like, yo, rape ain't about sex.
No.
Like, it's about power. It's not about sex. Like, he want the bitch that's gonna tell him no. Cause he get off on that shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's what they get off on. They don't get off on you and your vagina that functions just like every other bitch vagina. Like, they get off on taking it. They get off on that power of stripping you from your power, pretty much.
Well, really,
Right.
they get off on repeating the trauma that was done to them.
So do we know that happened to him? Or we're assuming that 9 times out of 10 that probably happened
The
to him?
majority of the people that sexually traumatize someone else or sexually abuse someone else, they were abused in the same way themselves.
Got you. Well, y'all ready to give out some more advice? We definitely gonna have to split this into 2.